The sounds and smells of spring are in the air. For Soda Springs, the birds are breaking out of their nest and taking to the field for some good old baseball and softball. If you listen close, you can hear it. Baseball and softball in the Idaho Rocky Mountains can be as unpredictable as the weather, but the hopes of a strong season are high for the Cardinals of Soda Springs as they pursue a trip to the state championship later this spring. For the first time, KBRV is bringing you every step of that trip. Every diving catch, every line drive to the gap, every run of the season can be heard right here on your home for Cardinal Sports. Live local sports are brought to you on The Bear by Monsanto, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Sanders Furniture, Agrium, Feeding the World Responsibly, Silver Star Communications, and by MyLocalRadio.com. We're about 20 minutes away from the first pitch, so hold on to your seats and turn your radios loud as we send you to the field for all the action with the voice of Caribou County Sports, Caleb Burgraff, on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
Deceivingly Tan at 186 South Main Street in Soda Springs, Idaho is currently having 2 spray tan specials for high school students. Our prom special is only $15, and for you distinguished young women contestants, it's only $10 to get your instant tan before the competition. You'll look great with a spray tan that will leave you looking healthy and radiant. Call today for your appointment at 208-547-0514. That's Deceivingly Tan in Soda Springs at 208-547-0514.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out to today's version of Soda Springs Cardinals baseball as the Soda Springs Cardinals getting set to wrap up their tournament here at Glens Ferry. Their final game of the day getting set to take on the Prairie Pirates. Coming in from, I believe, District 2 along with Orofino, but Orofino, of course, a team that the Cardinals could be facing later on when the state playoffs start to roll around. And today's game should be some entertaining games, to say the least, and definitely are going to be a chance for the Cardinals to prove that yesterday's second game is not something that you can expect from them very often, as actually the game against Nampa Christian, we'll talk a little bit more about that when there were a lot of positives to definitely come out within that game and really build on with this team moving forward. And that is what we're going to talk about more in our pregame show. Of course, the pregame show being brought to you by Deceitfully Tan. You heard their 30-second ad beforehand, but let's give a revisit to what they're doing for you guys and the high schoolers in general in the Soda Springs area and the surrounding county, as Billy at Deceivingly Tan is giving a prom special for high school students, $15 spray tans. Give a call at 208-547-0514 and get your $15 spray tan. Get yourself ready for prom. Also get yourself ready for the summer season, and don't get yourself out there and get burned. And if you're not a high school student and you are still looking for a spray tan or even just a regular tan, be sure to swing by Deceitfully Tan, and they are just across from the courthouse and just off the side of the street there on South Main. We're here again in the Deceitfully Tan pregame show as we get set for this morning's contest. And with that, we are going to take a break, and our standout student is on the other side of this break as we had a chance to sit down with Anna Stewart, one of the seniors at Soda Springs High School, and also a senior from the Soda Springs softball team, which is also going to be in action this afternoon on the softball field just up the hill from the baseball fields here in Glens Ferry, Idaho. Back after this with a break on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at MyLocalRadio.com.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
How'd I do?
You'll get better. Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa. You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
Back here on your Deceitfully Tan pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com as the Soda Springs Cardinals getting set to take on the Prairie Pirates in their final game of the tournament, opening up day 3 of the Glenns Ferry Woodbat Tournament. Time for us to jump into our standout student, and we had a chance to sit down with Anna Stewart, who is a senior at Soda Springs High School looking to graduate in this spring. And we had a chance to talk about what her future plans might hold, as well as how her senior year has gone at Soda Springs High School. So we'll jump right into that on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Kayla Bergraff joined here with our standout student, Anna Stewart, who's a senior at Soda Springs High School. And Anna, starting things off, how's the senior year been going for you?
It's been going really good so far. It's dragging out, but I'm just looking forward to graduating in about 50 days.
Battling the senioritis always comes down to counting the days sometimes. Are there any things that you figured out to help you out with keeping yourself focused and keeping yourself involved?
Just buckling down and doing it right when it's handed to me instead of procrastinating. Even though I'm a senior, it still counts. Every second counts.
You're the second straight senior who's come in and told me that's their best key to getting through it. Talking about some of the things that you got to buckle down and do, one of those is your senior project. What did you decide to do for a senior project?
I taught myself how to play the guitar.
What was that like, and what are some of the things that you hope to learn from it?
It was challenging, and I hope to learn more patience and motivation skills, and I did. I learned a lot of patience every time I'd practice.
That's something that you can always use further on in life too. Talk about some of the other classes. What are some of the things that you got into and some of the things that you enjoyed as far as the classes that you took?
I took an art class this year. I don't usually take art because I'm not very artistic, but I took art and it's actually been a lot of fun. I've got out of my comfort zone and been able to draw some pretty cool pictures.
If you had to choose one thing to draw, or if you had to choose one art medium to use, what would it be?
A giant softball.
We'll talk more about softball later because that ties right into it. But first, we got to talk about teachers. Teachers can always make things a little bit more fun here at the school. Who are some of your favorite teachers at Soda Springs High School?
I really enjoy Mrs. Worthington's classes, Mrs. Fetzer, and Mr. Berg.
What makes a good teacher for you? When you walk into a room, and especially with college coming up, what are some of the things that you look for in a teacher that make it an easy learning environment?
A very energetic, direct teacher, and they also leave time for like one-on-one. I really enjoy that.
School's not all about just the classes. You also were able to do some extracurricular stuff with the athletics that you did, cross country and softball. Softball's going on right now. What have been your thoughts on the way the team has been, and what have been your thoughts on your senior year as a softball player?
The team's really coming together every single game. Everything's coming into play. We're doing a lot better.
As a senior leader on the team, do you feel there any pressure in the role there, or do you feel any growth in yourself as well in becoming a leader?
Yes, I feel a lot of growth in becoming a leader. I'm trying to show a lot of the younger girls what's right and what's wrong, and I'm trying to make it fun too.
A couple more questions for you, Anna. And the first one is, what's next for you? I know college is obviously on the line next, but what do you want to go into and where are you going to go?
I plan on attending North Idaho College in Coeur d'Alene and going into business law.
What made you choose business law as what you wanted to get into?
I love the government. I love law like that, and business. I thought that'd be a nice open door.
Not a lot of kids in high school say government and business as two of the things that they want to get into, but good luck to you as you move on to that. And we'll wrap this all up with a final question of, from your 4 years here at Soda Springs High School, when you look back on this, and if somebody comes up to you and asks you what your time was like at the high school here, what would you tell them? What would be your way of describing life here?
Fun, entertaining. There's always something going on. The people are nice. School's just fun.
Anna, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and talk with us. Congratulations on being a standout student, and good luck as you move on.
Thank you.
Anna Stewart, our standout student for this week on KBRV 800 The Bear, or today I should say on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at localradio.com. Standout students are something we're going to be continuing to do throughout the rest of the baseball season and next year as well. A chance for us to really get to know these Cardinals and who is at the school and kids that aren't necessarily on the sports team, and get a chance to shine a light on people that are doing great things at Soda Springs High School that are on and off of the court. We'll take another break. When we come back here on the Deceitfully Tan pregame show, our coaches show is going to get set to begin. Hallie Evans will be joining us from the Soda Springs softball team to talk a little bit about what they've been doing. She's one of their pitchers on the softball squad, has pitched in all 3 games that they've played so far this year, or this tournament, I should say, and has had varied amounts of success in those games as well. So she'll be coming up next on our pregame show, brought to you by Deceitfully Tan and Soda Springs on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Hi, this is John Ondrasik of Five for Fighting, here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. You know, style is a personal thing, and your lifestyle is your business. But if you take it on the road, it becomes everybody's business. So please, plan ahead, designate before you celebrate. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Back here on your Deceitfully Tan pregame show on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. The Cardinals getting out onto the field and getting warmed up at the softball field. They are just about to get first pitch underway in an 8:45 game at the softball fields, and we are going to try and have some updates coming from there as that game and tournament continues to roll on. As the Cardinals getting set to take on the McCall JV. In a game there that looks for them to still get their first win. They are 0-8 on the season coming into that game and hoping to try and turn things around in their matchup up there today. And we'll again try and have updates, but one thing we do have is an interview with one of their pitchers. Hallie Evans joins us on the Deceitfully Tan pregame show on KBR V800 The Bear and mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Bergraff joined here with Hallie Evans, who is a sophomore from the Soda Springs softball team. And Hallie, you guys have just gotten done with the first 3 of your games here at the Glens Ferry tournament. And from your opinion, with only being the second year on the team, what have been your thoughts on the way that the team's performed here at the tournament?
I think we've performed a lot better than all of our other games. Like, we've really come out and played our hardest, and we've been doing great.
You guys played against 2 pretty tough teams in the first 2 games of the tournament, Declo, and then you had a really tough game against Wells with probably one of the best pitchers you're going to see this year. What were your thoughts on the way that those 2 games really, or what did you learn from those 2 games, I guess the better way to ask it?
I think we just need to stay pumped and stay with it, because if we would have really done well and kept with it.
You guys turned it around, and then against Glens Ferry, a team with a little bit of revenge on their mind, and maybe that's one of the reasons why they shortened it to 4 innings instead of letting you guys have another at-bat. You guys come out, you give them a lead, but then you fight back, and you're actually able to tie it back up at 7-7. Did that give you guys confidence as a team moving forward?
Yes, a lot of confidence. We were determined to win, and we just kind of fell short, I guess, with the 4 innings instead of finishing it all.
With Whitney Lish being down right now, it's kind of a pitching by committee for a lot of younger players out there on the mound right now. What have you been trying to focus on when you're on the mound?
I'm just trying to focus on, I'm doing it for the team, and I'm trying to keep it going and just trying to do my best for the team and just trying to help them out. And
the other thing that comes from this is you guys have a lot of positions that you get to play. You play 3 or 4 positions yourself, and so do a lot of the other girls. Do you like the fact that you have so many girls that can play in so many different positions and are proving it in this tournament?
Oh yeah, because then you can put a player anywhere, and you can trust them with whatever position you put them in, and it's just helpful for anyone. If somebody gets hurt, then you know that you have a backup player for that spot.
A couple more questions for you, Hallie. And starting off, you guys get McCall's JV tomorrow. What do you guys need to do tomorrow to get a win to build on the momentum that you gained in today's game against Glens Ferry?
I think we just need to keep this momentum up and realize that just start off good, and then we can keep playing good, and we'll be great. We'll win.
District play is getting ready to kick off next week as well. Is this tournament a good way for you guys to get ready for that district play, playing some tougher teams than you'll see in your district, as well as getting a look at some of those district teams?
Yeah, because it'll just be good experience and good practice for us to work with harder teams and then keep pushing ourselves to be better, and we'll get there.
Thanks so much for the time, Hallie, and good luck as you guys continue to move on. McCall's JV tomorrow morning.
That was sophomore Hallie Evans from the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals softball team. As they get set for their final game of this Glens Ferry softball tournament, we're going to have updates coming from that tournament. As we continue to roll along here on the pregame show, we'll have more coming from the Soda Springs baseball team, as we had a chance to sit down and talk with Randy Sullivan, the head coach of the assistant coach of the Soda Springs baseball team. And we'll have his words coming up next here on your Deceitfully Tan pregame show, as KBRV The Bear and 800 AM rolls along on your home for Cardinal sports.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
How'd I do?
You'll get better. Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa. You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Welcome back into the Deceitfully Tan pregame show. I know where I am in my broadcast. As the Cardinals getting set to take on the Prairie Pirates in their final game of the Glens Ferry Wood Bat Baseball Tournament. And we had a chance to sit down with the assistant coach of the Soda Springs Cardinals baseball team, and Randy Sullivan. Talked a little bit about yesterday, what the Cardinals were able to do, as they got some very good performances in those games yesterday from a couple of their pitchers. Unfortunately, the play in the field was not necessarily up to par, but part of that is just because the Cardinals are still looking to try and get more consistent time out on the field and get themselves a little bit more practice in fielding some of those ground balls. Randy Sullivan will join us to talk about what exactly took place as we continue to roll along here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Burgraff here with Coach Randy Sullivan on the pregame show. And Coach, you guys got off to a little bit of a shaky start in your first game yesterday. Were able to come back, tied it up at 4, and then again struggled in the later innings. What were your thoughts on the team's overall performance in yesterday's game?
We made some errors. We walked some guys in the game that really cost us, but we kept fighting the whole game. All of our guys kept trying. Nobody hung their head and gave up, so we were pretty proud of them for that.
When you think about building up as a team, not just showing the fact that you're fighting, because fighting doesn't always show results, but getting to the point where you can actually show results from that fighting back from a deficit and getting it even or even taking the lead, is that something that you see as more bright spots for this team?
Yeah, yesterday was a big step as far as doing that. The last couple games, our bats have been a little stagnant, so for us to have that big inning, we earned all those runs. We got them through hits and good at bats. They weren't walks and given to us, so that was a big step for us.
When you come here to a wood bat tournament like this, what changes in the approach for hitting for the kids? Because hitting with a wood bat and hitting with a metal bat are completely different ideas, and when they're not used to hitting with a wood bat, how do you get them used to that feeling?
Well, we've been practicing with a wood bat, also talking about our approach in a tournament like this, bunting, hit and runs, stealing bases, all that stuff becomes more important. So that's stuff we've been working on leading up to this tournament.
Today you guys get Wells, Nevada in the first game, Nampa Christian in game number 2. Talking about Wells, they also had a little bit of a struggle in their first game. Their pitching wasn't necessarily at the top of their game. What do you need to do to come away with the win against the Leopards?
We need to throw strikes. If we throw strikes, we should field the ball well. And in a wood bat tournament like this, that should work for us. We should come away with the win if we can just throw strikes and not give away free bases.
I know the other thing for you guys is getting a kid out there on the mound that hasn't really had a lot of time out there on the mound. Who's going to be starting for you guys, and what are you expecting from them?
Peyton Lish is going to start for us. He hasn't pitched much varsity, but he has pitched well in some JV games. So we're just going to ask him to go out there and not walk guys, throw strikes, and just trust his defense behind him.
In the field, the early game's always a little bit tough to get the kids warmed up, stretched out. What are you expecting from the fielders, and how do you get them ready for a morning game?
We tried to get them in their rooms and in bed early last night. I'm not sure they all went to sleep, but also get them up and have them eat breakfast before we came. We'll get them doing some running, some hitting, some throwing, and hopefully that'll wake them up.
Wrap it up with one more question, Coach, and that's you have Nampa Christian coming up after this game. Do you guys look forward to that game, and how do you keep the kids, I guess the better way of asking it, from looking forward to that game against Nampa Christian and keeping focused on this game against Wells?
I don't think we're going to have a problem focusing on Wells. These games are far apart, and we want to win this game first. As far as looking forward to Nampa Christian, they're a good program, and if we're going to compete this year, then we need to see where we're at comparing it, and so we need to play them and see just to compare. So it's a good game for us to get into.
Coach, thank you so much for the time. Good luck to you guys as you get ready for this game against Wells, and hopefully we'll be talking about the first Cardinal victory here at the Glens Ferry tournament.
All right, thanks a lot, Caleb.
Actually looking for the second Cardinal victory at the Glens Ferry tournament. Softball still looking for their first up on that field, but the Soda Springs Cardinals hoping to try and get themselves onto the right foot, come out of this tournament 2-2, and talking with the coaches before this tournament started, they said that would be a very good record for them to come out with. It'd be something that they would be very pleased to move into the next week with as they get to take on Firth next Tuesday. We'll take another break. When we come back, our pregame show will continue to roll along as we'll get into our keys to today's contest, as well as take a look at what exactly these two teams are going to be bringing to the field, with starting lineups coming up next as well on KBRV 800 The Bear, with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
Deceivingly Tan at 186 South Main Street in Soda Springs, Idaho is currently having 2 spray tan specials for high school students. Our prom special is only $15, and for you distinguished young women contestants, it's only $10 to get your instant tan before the competition. You'll look great with a spray tan that will leave you looking healthy and radiant. Call today for your appointment at 208-547-0514. That's Deceivingly Tan in Soda Springs at 208-547-0514.
Back here on the Deceivingly Tan pregame show as we continue to get you set for this morning's contest, an early morning affair between the Soda Springs Cardinals and the Prairie Pirates, coming in from the District 2, I believe District 2 at least. I'm mostly sure on that. And the Prairie Pirates, a small 1A school, but they have a very good amount of athletes in that school. They've been in the state championship football game back-to-back years, winning one and losing the last time they were there. And in state basketball, they had back-to-back state championships as well in the recent past before losing actually this year at the state basketball championships as well. So a team that has had a lot of athletic success, has plenty of athletes out there, and talking with the SOTA coaches as well as talking a little bit with Kyle Westhoff, the coach of the Prairie Pirates. They are a team that can definitely give SOTA Springs a challenge here. They gave Malad a challenge yesterday afternoon as the Malad Dragons had to escape with a win 5-3 against this Prairie Pirates team yesterday afternoon. Prairie actually led that game 3-1 for the longest time until the Pirates were actually able to the Dragons were able to unseat the Pirates from their lead in that matchup. Here's our keys to the game, brought to you by SOTA Smiles. A smile is a curve that sets everything straight. Dr. Matt Coons and the staff at SOTA Smiles Dentistry invite you to their office at Main Street in SOTA Springs. And I think the big key for today's game is patience for the SOTA Springs Cardinals at the plate. Yesterday against Nampa Christian, they got themselves into a little bit of trouble by swinging early. They were very aggressive in those plate appearances, and I think that's something that they're going to have to try and adjust and work on if they want to come out here and have a solid performance against the Prairie Pirates, is give themselves some patience, force the Prairie pitcher, as it will be Daniel Mager going out there, force him to make a little bit more of an effort on the mound than he did then the Cardinals forced the Nampa Christian pitcher to. Because, again, it's high school baseball. You're not going to have a pitcher who's going to be able to throw a strike every single pitch. Get yourself into some good hitter's hounds. Force him to throw something over the plate that you can hit. That is your key to today's game, brought to you by SOTA Smiles Dentistry in SOTA Springs and Dr. Matt Coons and his staff, where a smile is a curve that sets everything straight at their office in Main Street in SOTA Springs. Starting lineups for today's ball game. And the Cardinals in today's game will be the road team, as they will be getting to take the bats first in their hands. They'll be led off by Zach Counsley playing at short, wearing the number 24. Devin Adams is going to be batting second, wearing the number 16, and doing the catching. Braxton Kellen, the senior first baseman, will be wearing the number 9 and batting third. Jaron Johnson is going to be playing at second, wearing the number 22, and he will be batting fourth in the lineup. Kobe Allen is going to be number 28. Playing in left field, Kyle Dursteller bats sixth as the third baseman and wearing the number 14. Mason Smith in right field wearing the number 19 and in the 7 hole. Peyton Lish will be batting eighth as he is wearing the number 18, doing the DHing for Taylor Adams, who is going to be starting out on the mound for today's ball game, and wrapping it all up to try and flip the order over is going to be Chris Lloyd, the center fielder for the SOTA Springs Cardinals, who was in bright spirits earlier this morning. And that's something I think is a good thing to see for this Cardinals team after the loss that they were handed in their last game yesterday. It's good to see this team bouncing back and having a little bit of a positive spirit and a positive attitude. And to come out against this Prairie team, if they can come away with a win against this Prairie Pirates team, that would be another big boost for them heading into next week when they have games against Firth and Shelley coming up in the process. As for the Prairie Pirates out in the field, they're going to be started off with their starting battery of Daniel Mager and Brandon Anderson. Anderson will be doing the catching, as we have to pause quickly for the national anthem here at Pilot Field in Glens Ferry, Idaho. And there a wonderful rendition of the national anthem as the ball game gets set to get underway here. The Prairie Pirates in the field, and we were going through their lineup in the field, going behind Daniel Mauger and the catcher Brandon Anderson for this Prairie squad. In the infield from first base to third base, it will be Derek Arnzen playing at first base. Second base will be Jace Perrin. Over at short, Devin Brueggemann, who will be batting in the leadoff spot for this team and playing over at shortstop. And at third base, Calvin Hinkleman wraps up the infield. In the outfield, they're going to be led off in left field by Spencer Shoemaker. Bobby Hood plays in right, and linking them together in center fielder is Jack Bruner. And that is the Prairie starting lineup, wearing their red uniform tops with black numbers outlined in white, and Prairie written across the front, black caps with a red P on the top of it, and white pants with the red stripe going down the side of each leg. As for the Cardinals, they're going to be wearing their everyday black tops with the Digicamo in gray, black, and white down the sides, white numbers, and the big soda S on the front of it with the baseball striping across and Cardinals written down below that. The Cardinal hats are black with the red S on front as well. Leading things off and stepping into the batter's box to get things underway will be Zach Housley when he steps in. He has had a little bit of a resurgence in this year's tournament as he was struggling at the plate coming into this year's Glens Ferry Woodbat tournament, and since then has really stepped it up for the Cardinals and has been a very solid part of their win against Wells in their first game yesterday, as he takes a first pitch ball for the opening pitch of today's game, as he had a single and a triple in that game, as well as a pair of RBIs. And here, ahead in the count 1-0, goes ahead in the count 2-0 now, as that ball bounces past the catcher, Anderson, at the plate. Just underway here, game number 1 of the day. Cardinals looking to try and get out of here with a win, move their record to 7-4 if they can get a victory here, as that pitch just misses a little bit low. And the count goes to 3-0. Housley showing some patience at the plate, and if you remember, that was our key to the game that we talked about in today's pregame show, brought to you by Deceivingly Tan. Another pitch misses downstairs, 4 straight out of the zone for the starting pitcher, as Daniel Mauger unable to get that first out or even get a first strike, and the Cardinals have a chance to strike early against the Prairie Pirates. This Prairie team has won a state championship at the 1A level in the baseball ranks, as Devin Adams will step into the batter's box for the Soda Springs Cardinals. And Mauger will fire another ball down that skips to the plate, tracked down by the catcher. Anderson will hold the runner at first base as Housley retreats back to the first base bag. Randy Sullivan coaching at the first base box. Jeff Uskoski coaching over at third. And Mauger will again set on the mound. The left-hander will wind, fire, bounces another one up, struggling with his command here in the early going, and looks a little tentative on the mound as he stands back up. Spindly hurler for the Prairie Pirates. The sun shines down from left field. Runner goes. Housley is going to slide in head first safely underneath the tag, as the throw was on the money but too late from Anderson, and the count, which moves to 2-1, will have a runner in scoring position for the Cardinals and Devin Adams. Hitters count for Adams. As the right-hander awaits the pitch, and Mauger checks the runner. Comes to the plate, high leg kick, and this pitch upstairs, missing for a ball. The count goes to 3-1. Good patience being shown by Soda Springs here. Braxton Kellen on deck. Cardinals first baseman still looking to try and break out of what has been a little bit of a slump for him, as a turnaround and a pickoff move to first base is going to force Housley back to the bag as he slides in safely. And back up to the mound, Step Mauger. Working through the first inning here. Top of the first, 0-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Thank you for joining us for some morning baseball this Saturday morning at Glens Ferry, as that pitch misses low as well. Devin Adams will take a base on balls as well, and that will put runners on first and second for the Soda Springs Cardinals, with Braxton Kellen coming up to the plate. Braxton, another right-hander for the Soda Springs club. The first pitch from Mauger to Braxton off the outside of corner, and the count goes to 1 and 0. Outfield, big hole over to left center field. As they're guarding the lines out there, as that pitch catches the zone and is called a strike. Count goes to 1-1, still nobody out. If Braxton can turn on one and rip it into that gap, could be running for a very long time, as they are again guarding the lines, either one of the gaps, but the center fielder shifted just a bit towards the right side as this pitch misses as well, and the count goes to 2-1. Mauger just looking to try and find a way to get into the zone, force the Cardinals to put something in play, give his fielders a chance, maybe even try and turn two as the infield shifts back to the right now. Another pitch will be low. Housley takes off, and Adams on a delayed steal is going to take off for second as well. The double steal works out well for the Cardinals, and they have runners at second and third now with a 3-1 count. And Kellen in a very good hitter's position. Ball in play, could score a run as he'll take another pitch. That's on the outside corner, and the count now goes to 3-2. Housley stands at third. Adams at first. On deck, Jaron Johnson, who's been moved up in the order, replacing Kyle Dursteller in that number 4 hole. And back into the right-handed batter's box with a full count against him will step Kellen. As this pitch taken and fouled or bounced down towards third base, Housley's going to delay his run, comes home, comes across safely, and it'll be an RBI ground out for Braxton Kellen, moving up to third base on the play as well as Devin Adams. But Soda Springs jumps out in front 1-0 with some very good base running. It has an early lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard with 1 out in the top of the first inning. No hits yet for the Cardinals, but Jaron Johnson will try and change that as he steps in now. Another righty for the Cardinals as a ball bounced to the plate. Adams will have to stay at third as the catcher does a good job blocking it. Anderson took that one right up into his chest protector. And we get set now for a 1-0 delivery. Moggin's been working behind in the count the entire game so far. He's yet to get ahead of a batter, and now Johnson just holds up at the plate. Good reaction there as he's able to keep his hands back, and the count goes to 2-0 to the Cardinals' second baseman batting in the cleanup spot. On deck, Kobe Allen, who is playing out in left field. As this pitch taken as well for a ball, and the count goes to 3-0. Tight strike zone being called by the umpire behind home plate today, something that the pitchers will have to adjust to. Cardinals already on top here. Moggin kicks, the left-hander fires this one. Misses as well. That's ball 4. The Cardinals get another walk. 3 walks in the inning so far for the Cardinals as the offense has really busted out here to show the patience and get themselves a little bit of an advantage here. As that will bring up Kobe Allen with Kyle Dursteller on deck. A lot of righties, all righties in the lineup for the Cardinals today. As the normal left-hander they have, and Taylor Adams is doing the pitching today and being DH'd for. It's now a pitch upstairs and outsides, and Mauger continues to struggle to find the strike zone. He's only thrown 3 strikes so far in this first inning, and is already up to over 20 pitches. So hurl this one in. Runner goes. Johnson tagged out on his way to second base as he gets cut down. And the second out of the inning is recorded, which will force the bat of Kobe Allen to try and make an extra play. Surprised Devin Adams didn't try and come home once the throw went down to second. But they hold him there, and Allen will get a 1-1 pitch, and that is going to be a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. 2 outs, top of the first inning. Cardinals yet to get a hit, but have struck for a run to gain themselves a 1-0 lead, and that pitch misses downstairs. 2-2, and Deuce's Wild go to Kobe Allen. Cardinals senior, former third baseman and now left fielder will look out And Moggers fires a fastball past Allen, swings and cuts through it, and that will do it. Cardinals strike for one. Can't get any more as they leave Devin Adams stranded at third base. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the bottom of the first inning with the score sitting at 1-0. Cardinals on top on your Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Cardinals have a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the first inning with the score at 1-0 on KBRV 800 The Bear and online, of course, at mylocalradio.com. No hits, 1 run, and no errors occurred as there was only 1 ball into play. That was a grounder to the third, a little chopper that was fielded by Calvin Hinkleman, and a good throw out to be at Braxton Kellen. Also a throw down and a caught stealing as Jaron Johnson was cut down on his way to second base. It'll be a pair of brothers as the starting battery for the Cardinals today. Taylor Adams, the sophomore, throwing to his senior brother, Devin Adams, who got the start against Nampa Christian yesterday. As the Cardinals in the field behind him, we'll have Braxton Kellen at first, Jaron Johnson at second, Zach Housley in his normal position at shortstop, and it'll be Kyle Dursteller back over at third base, hoping to come back after a very rough day yesterday, as I believe he ended up with 6 or 7 errors on the day at the hot corner, and hopefully he can find a way to bounce back after that and give himself a little bit more of a confidence boost coming into the back half of this season. In the outfield for the Cardinals, Kobe Allen will be playing in left field. In center field, it's Chris Lloyd, and in right field, Mason Smith takes the place of the normal right fielder, Taylor Adams. And to lead things off for the Prairie Pirates, it'll be the top 3 in the order. Devin Brueggemann, Jack Bruner, and Brandon Anderson will be leading things off. And Brueggemann, the shortstop for the Prairie Pirates, not necessarily a tall player, but yesterday had a solid game as the Pirates are all smiles coming into this matchup as the final pitch comes in from Taylor Adams. Good throw down to second base by Devin, and we hit set for the bottom of the first inning with a score at 1-0 in favor of the Soda Springs Cardinals. Taylor Adams, a left-hander as well, as a pair of lefties going at each other in this game number 1 of the day. And Taylor will set, working from the stretch completely, fires a pitch. That's going to be a strike on the inside corner. And Brueggemann goes down to the count already. A tight strike zone being called by the home plate umpire today. So we'll see how that affects Taylor Adams. Looking at his warm-up pitches, did a very good job of keeping himself in control. That's going to be something he's going to have to continue to do throughout this game. Is that pitch on the outside corner as well? And Brueggemann sees the count go to 0-2. Infield playing straight up. Bit of a hole over on the third base side. As playing near the line is Kyle Dursteller. Of course, 2 longer, quicker reaction times over there. Now an off-speed pitch is going to be flipped over the plate. It's flared out into center field and put away by Chris Lloyd for the first out of the game, and a very productive first batter for Taylor Adams. And that's what you like to see as a coach. Get your first out quickly and don't get anybody on base, especially when you have a lead to work with after coming up to bat in the top of the first. 1-0 Cardinals on top on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, as that will bring up the center fielder, Jack Bruner. And he looks out from the right-handed batter's box. Taylor sets, and the left-hander will again fire. That one too far inside, speared at the glove by Devin Adams. The count goes to 1-0. Taylor Adams has pitched several times on the JV level, has also gotten a couple of varsity appearances, got the start against Chalice Mackey, gave up 4 runs in that game against Chalice Mackey, but did not necessarily have any implosions. In fact, the main reason that the runs came was because of a couple of problem innings, as a foul ball is going to be speared back behind us here, just hitting off on the concrete. The count goes to 1-1 with 1 out. Adams again stares in, comes set, and the left-hander kicks and fires that off the outside corner. Count to 2-1 now. Coach Kyle Westhoff, talking to him before this game, said, 2-2 on the season, but not a bad 2-2. We've played some teams that are bigger than us. They're a team that is looking to try and, as this pitch on the inside corner broke across the plate, good movement. The count goes to 2-2 as that cut inside. It's a Prairie team that is looking for a state championship this year in 1A ranks. Only 8 1A teams in the state that play baseball. There's another pitch grounded down towards the first or third base side. And the count will remain 2-2 once again. Coach Jeff Uskoski adjusting his outfield just a little bit after watching Bruner turn on that pitch. Taylor will again look in. Chris Lloyd shifts just a little bit over to his left. And Adams will again fire. This one grounded right back up the middle, coming across to his left and firing onto first base is Zach Housley. Fires it over for the out. Housley can cover a lot of ground over at the shortstop position and shows it there as he caught that ball about 10 feet on the left side of second base and made a strong throw. Good reaction there from the shortstop, and the Cardinals get the second out of the inning as Taylor Adams looks for a 1-2-3 top of the first. He'll come set. And the first delivery to Brandon Anderson is swung on. That's going to be rolled over to third. Backhanded there by Dursteller. Fires to first base. And the out is going to be applied as Kellen kept his foot on the bag. Also ended up tagging the runner as they went by. And we head to the top of inning number 2. The Cardinals holding a 1-0 lead after setting down the Pirates in order on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Top of the second inning on the way here at the home of the Glenns Ferry Pilots and the Glenns Ferry Wood Bat Baseball Tournament. As the Prairie Pirates back out onto the field with the middle of the Cardinals order set to come up. Kyle Dursteller, the number 6 hitter, followed by Mason Smith and Peyton Lish to lead things off for the Soda Springs Cardinals. And they will be going against Daniel Maugert on the mound, another left-hander who ended up throwing 24 pitches in his first inning, struggled a little bit with the control as he will look to try and adjust that. Watching him in his warm-up pitches, the inconsistencies were still there as he threw a couple down into the dirt, and he'll look to try and adjust that and see if he can find some control as Kyle Dursteller will step into the plate. And he looks out from the right-handed batter's box. Infield comes in just a little bit, especially over at third base. And the first pitch to Dursteller is at the knees, taken for a strike. Strike zone may have broadened just a little bit from the home plate umpire as Taylor Adams came up to the plate, or was out on the mound, and looks like that trend may continue a little bit. As there's another strike, and all of a sudden it looks like Mauger's found a groove ahead 0-2. He also struck out Kobe Allen to finish the top of the first inning. And maybe settling down just a little bit as Mauger will kick fire. This one is going to be grounded down the first base line. Just drifts foul at the last second. And Dursteller is going to take advantage of that with another chance to swing the bat. That was an easy ground out if that one had stayed fair. Although it may have kicked off the bag, but the first baseman was there. Dursteller, not necessarily the fastest of the Cardinals runners. Not slow, but right there in that mid-speed. But most likely would have been out if that play had been recorded. As now another pitch. This one's going to be swung on. Strike 3. Ball thrown down to first base. And the out is recorded for the second strikeout of the game for Mauger on the mound. And now Mauger stares in, and that will bring up Mason Smith, right fielder with a good little bit amount of pop. He showed that against Chalice Mackey as he laced a double into left field that was able to score a pair of runs in that game against Chalice Mackey. Gets started off with a strike. And Mauger, gets ahead in the count. 1-0 here on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard as Smith chops one into the middle of the field. The shortstop up with it. Throw on to first goes through the the first baseman's glove as Arnzen could not hold on to it. Not a bad throw from Brogeman either, but ended up not getting through the laces, and all of a sudden on an E3, the Cardinals have themselves a base runner. I'll bring up Peyton Lish doing the DHing for the Cardinals today. So he will step into the right-handed batter's box in his own right. And stares out to Mauger on the mound, who kicks the left-hander, works quickly, gets a swing and a miss from Lish. He goes diving at a pitch off of the plate, and the count goes to 0-1. So far, after throwing a lot of balls to start out the game, you have yet to see one come in across the plate from Mauger in this second inning. He's really, again, found that rhythm on the mound. As this pitch popped up, that'll be foul down the right side and just on the roof of the dugout. Cardinals all up along the dugout as Chris Lloyd steps up into the on-deck circle, number 9 hitter, looking for a chance to bat here with only one out. Top of the second inning. Cardinals the road team in today's ball game as this pitch popped up on the infield, and Mauger calls for this one himself, puts it away, and that is out number 2. As Peyton Lish pops out to the pitcher, and Mauger on his way to a quick inning. 9 pitches so far with Chris Lloyd stepping up, and the right-hander will look for his first opportunity on the day. Stands with that outstretched reach, chokes up on the bat, leaving about an inch between his hands and the bottom knob of the bat as the first pitch misses to him for a ball. Chris, one of the most patient batters, I would have to say, on the Cardinals team, really has a good eye for the strike zone, good feel for the bat, as now he steps back in and awaits the pitch from Mauger here on 1-0, and that pitch is going to be in the strike zone, taken for a strike, and the count goes to 1-1. Took him a little bit to find that groove, though. But now that he's found it, has been able to put up plenty of fights in his time at the plate. As a step off the mound, gets the runner and Mason Smith diving back to the back, reached on an error to start out the game. Still no hits for either team in today's ball game as the infield playing back at normal depth with 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Mauger fires, and a swing and a miss comes from Chris Lloyd. And the count goes to 1-2. Still those big gaps in the outfield as the Pirates definitely playing the corners and the edges. As that pitch misses for a ball, count goes to 2-1. Doesn't look like they're too concerned about anything making it to the left center or right center gaps. Now they'll kick and fire once again. This one upstairs, and the count goes full. That'll allow Mason Smith to get a good break at first base as he should be off and running with the pitch. And Lloyd will again stare out to Mauger, who holds the ball behind him with his left hand, glove tucked up near his right armpit. Now comes set to join at the chest, and the throw goes over to first base with Smith diving back to the bag on the 3-2 count, trying to make sure that the runner doesn't take off too early, maybe get themselves an out before they have to face Zach Housley. So Chris Lloyd will step up into the batter's box once again, facing the full count. And the pitch swung on, lined up and over the shortstop's head. That's going to find that left center field gap. Mason Smith chugs up to third base. Chris Lloyd stopped as Smith hesitated on his run, and Lloyd slides into second base with a 2-out double to get the first hit of the game for the Cardinals and moves 2 runners into scoring position for Zach Housley, who so far in this game has been phenomenal with runners in scoring position during the tournament. Looking to keep that momentum rolling along here. Walked his first time up on 4 pitches, so he'll be looking for a strike. And he'll ground one over to second instead. Gets a pitch in the zone. That one's going to be thrown onto first base. The out recorded. The Cardinals strike for the first hit of the ball game, but can't get a run as a result. And we head now to the bottom of the second inning. Cardinals on top, 1-0 on your Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Welcome back into the bottom of inning number 2. Soda Springs back out onto the mound. Caleb Burgrav here bringing you coverage between the Cardinals and the Pirates, as the Prairie Pirates looking to try and get their first win of this year's tournament. They're going to have another game later on this afternoon. Actually, the next game up, I believe, as they'll be taking on the Nampa Christian Trojans, a team that the Cardinals faced yesterday and proved that they are still the defending state champions. A 20-0 win over the Cardinals in 5 innings in that ball game, and the Cardinals got no hit by the Trojans in that contest. Cardinals, though, did get a win yesterday, I might add, as they ended up taking the game and contest in the morning against Wells, Nevada, as the Leopards fell to Soda Springs by a final score of 9-4. That's after the Cardinals lost to Wendell in their opening game of the tournament as well. Look to see if we have an update from the softball game going on up at the hill just above us. And so far, no updates as of yet, as the Lady Cardinals still looking for their first win of the year, going against McCall's JV team. And as I look up to the board up there, it is 12-2 in the second inning. Although I believe the Cardinals look to be the road team, I would guess, or maybe the home team. I'm not sure which one's the road or the home team in that game up top. Winning. So, excuse me, it is 12-2 with the Cardinals on top in the game over there. So the Cardinals well on their way to it looks like their first win of the season against the McCall JV. And stepping into the batter's box now will be Calvin Hinkleman, the third baseman. For the Prairie Pirates, as he faces Taylor Adams in his second inning of work, and the first pitch inside for a called strike. Catches the inside corner. Adams, who has had times where he struggled with his control, has really come out and has found the zone in today's game. So he'll come back to set on the mound once again. Kicks, fires. This one, as I say that, misses badly off of the plate. Adams has to come well out of the crouch, snares it before it goes by him. The two brothers playing together here and getting to work with each other as Taylor looks into Devin, gets the sign, comes set. And this pitch is going to be laced into left field. A deep shot that's going to clear the head of Kobe Allen all the way to the fence and into second base with a stand-up double, as that one kicks off the fence is Calvin Hinkleman. And that is a way for the Prairie Pirates to get things started off here in the bottom of the second inning. Down by 1 to the Cardinals getting their first hit of the game. A shot. That was solid contact with a wood bat that was driven on a one-hopper to the fence. That'll bring up Derek Arnzen. And he'll look for his first swings of the day as Devin Adams holds the glove out behind home plate and pulls this one in as that drops inside and low for ball one. Count goes to 1-0. Again, the Lady Cardinals winning on their game, 12-2, as the road team still batting in the second inning. And Taylor will fire a pitch that misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 2-0. After this will be the pitcher Daniel Mauger. Jace Perrin also in the on-deck circle, or coming up after Mauger. The left-handed pitcher will try and do himself some favors, but first Derek Arnzen will swing and miss at a pitch to the plate, and the count goes to 2-1 on a good fastball with some tailing movement to it. And now Devin Adams heads out to have a word with his younger brother, as the two of them will talk things over. Cardinals talking with the assistant coach and Randy Sullivan earlier today, and even in our pregame show, on the Deceitfully Tan pregame show, said they got plenty of rest last night. Got the kids to bed early, knowing they had an early game. Also said that they were excited to have this early game as well. Get themselves done, be able to get back home, get yourselves some sleep, and get yourselves ready as this ball grounded up the middle, picked up by Zach Housley as it rolls towards second. Throw goes on to first base, moving up to third as Calvin Hinkleman as the ball was hit behind him. And the ground out is still a productive ground out, but the Cardinals do not give up the run, and the first out is recorded in the inning as Daniel Mauger will step in, the left-handed pitcher. And the pitcher for the Prairie Pirates looks into his counterpart. Infield brought close. Cardinals trying to protect from a run as the first pitch to Mauger misses outside, and the count to 1-0. Taylor, as I said, methodical pace. We've talked about that before, especially in his game when he took on Chalice Mackey. Methodical pace, but works well when he gets into a rhythm. As this pitch misses, count goes to 2-0. Does a little bit of grooming on the mound as he kicks some dirt up into a hole that's starting to form on the mound before stepping in. Bends the glove against his right thigh before kicking, firing, and that pitch on the outside catches it for a strike, and the count goes to 2-1. Good job coming back. Needed that pitch to avoid the count going to 3-0. 2-1 count, one out. Bottom of the second inning, Cardinals leading 1-0 over the Prairie Pirates as Mauger looks out, and he's going to foul this ball off. I don't know where Anderson came from. Count goes to 2-2. Adams gets back even in the count and has a pitch that he can play with here. Try to get something to drop out of the zone, and that's where Devin Adams is setting up on the outside corner. And that is where Taylor will fire this one. Ball gets past Devin to the backstop, picks it up, throw to home is going to go off of the elbow of Hinkleman. He slides in safely underneath the tag. Very close play made by Devin Adams as he slid to the ball and came up firing back to the plate. But unfortunately, the Cardinals do not get the out. And the count goes to 3-2 with the score now 1-1. All knotted up. A lot of ones up on the board right now with 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors for the Prairie Pirates. For the Cardinals. 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 error for the Prairie Pirates. Taylor Adams will fire. This ball fouled off again over the Cardinals, or over the press box, I should say, right behind home plate. Count remains at 3-2. Good battle forming between these two. 7th pitch of the at-bat on the way. Base is clear. Full count, 1 out. Bottom of the second. Mauger looks out, crouches low, grounds one towards first. Picked up by Kellen, and he's going to pick that ball up and stepped on the bag for the out. 3 unassisted. Good job staying with that ball. Was a little bit of a worm burner all the way down the line. He used that big first baseman's glove to spear it and scooped it up on the way to the bag. So 2 outs now. Nobody on base with Chase Perrin stepping up to the plate. And the second baseman for the Prairie Pirates will look out to Adams, and this one swung on and missed. Good movement on that pitch. That's something that you talk to the coaching staff for the Cardinals. They're extremely excited about when it comes to Taylor, is the extra movement that he has on that pitch and on the delivery. So with an 0-1 count, he'll come set once again. Fires. Off-speed pitch off the outside corner. The other thing they were talking about is they were having trouble getting him to throw the curve the way they wanted him to, but it looks like he's been able to get that movement, get that arm motion down, because that curve has a good amount of break to it, a good amount of spin to it. Maybe something he's picked up from his brother, as this pitch is going to be lined into center field. Chris Lloyd came in a couple of steps, goes back to where he originally started, puts it away for the out, and the Cardinals out of the second inning. Tie ball game here, 1-1 after one run did come around to score, but the game in the favor of the Cardinals as their bats coming up to the plate. And we take a break. Coming back with the top of the third inning on MyLocalRadio.com and KBRV 800 The Bear.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Back here on KBRV 800 The Bear with a score at 1-1 as we move to the top of the second inning. Devin Adams leads things off, and the first pitch to him flared out to right field, and on one pitch Adams is retired on a little fly out to Bobby Hood, who puts the ball away. And just like that, the Cardinals offense will have to try and battle back with one out now. Tied here 1-1 as we head to the top of the third inning on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at MyLocalRadio.com. And now Braxton Kellen will take a first pitch for a ball. So the count goes to 1-0 to the Cardinals' first baseman. Setting on the mound and coming to the plate, Mauger, who's into his third inning of work, looking much better in the second inning than he did in the first inning as he looks to gain some of that control back. Here, though, falling behind 2-0 to Kellen at the plate. Number 3 hitter in the Cardinals' order, looking to try and get something going here with one out, and he'll take another pitch off the plate. Count goes to 3-0. Kellen grounded out to third base his last time up, got the lone RBI for the Cardinals in the day. And Mauger will again look in. And this one bounced up to the plate as Kellen gets himself a leadoff walk, or a one-out walk, excuse me. And the Cardinals, not a ton of speed on the base paths in Kellen, but a very smart player for Soda Springs. And that'll bring up Jaron Johnson for the Soda Springs Cardinal, another sophomore for this year's team. A very young team for the Cardinals squad with some senior leadership, but plenty of young players that are part of a youth movement that's moving forward. As the first pitch to Johnson taken for a ball. He walked on 4 pitches his first time up. And showing patience already after getting that walk. Swings the bat a couple of times through the zone before coming set. 1-0 delivery is instead going to go over to first base, diving back to the bag as Kellen, safely, I might add. Kobe Allen on deck. He struck out his last time up. Cardinals only 1 hit in the game so far. That is a double by Chris Lloyd. back in the second inning as there's a strike across the plate, evens the count at 1-1 to Jaron Johnson. Again, up on the softball field, keeping track of what's going there. 17-2 now. The Lady Cardinals on top. Now a pitch upstairs and away. Count goes to 2-1. The Lady Cardinals in the bottom of the second inning on the field with 2 outs. Looking to try and get their first win of the season and well on their way to doing so. And a very needed win for that team emotionally to get them a little bit of a boost on the year as things had been spiraling towards the out-of-control mark. Sometimes it seemed, at least. Other times they looked to put very good fights into some other teams. But they're, again, looking to try and burst back on that one. 1-1 the count, or excuse me, 3-1 the count. Ball misses in a 1-1 ball game. And another walk, back-to-back walks will put runners on first and second. As Kellen moves up to second, Jaron Johnson goes down to first. Kobe Allen will step up with 1 out. He struck out swinging his first time up. The first of 2 strikeouts that Mauger's been able to record today. And he looks out from the right-handed batter's box. Waite shifted over onto his right foot, and this pitch bounces up to the plate, gets away from the catcher. Both runners are going to move up on the pass ball. And the Cardinals have a golden opportunity to get that lead right back after the Pirates struck for a run in the bottom of the second. Here in the top of the third, the Cardinals with runners on second and third base with only 1 out. A ball in play from Kobe Allen, who has shown a very good ability this season of making contact with the baseball and putting it into play. Will step back up to the plate. His time was taken. And now Mauger sets. He'll fire. Another ball downstairs. Good block behind home plate. This time by Brandon Anderson. Keeps the ball in front of him. That's something that is, at this level of baseball, a very lost art, it seems, sometimes. Making sure that you just get that protector down, smothering the ball underneath the plate. Something that a lot of colleges look at as Allen swings through a fastball underneath his hands. And the count goes to 2-1. Kyle Dursteller on deck. Another sophomore for this Cardinals team. And Mauger will again kick fire. This one fouled back to the screen right beside us behind home plate. And the count goes to 2-2. One out in the top of the third inning. Here in game number 1 of the day, final game of the tournament for the Soda Springs Cardinals as Allen swings through another one. That's strike 3, and the at-bat is over. The inning continues with 1 more batter guaranteed for the Cardinals. And that will bring up Kyle Dursteller, who also struck out his last time up. Mauger looking to escape a jam. Pass ball would score a run for the Cardinals, as would a base knock. Could possibly score 2, actually, but there is a strike on the outside corner, and all Dursteller's seen is strikes on that outside corner. On deck, Mason Smith looks for his second at bat after he reached on an error his first time up. Dursteller, big cut at a pitch with a groan afterwards, is not happy with himself chasing after a pitch up and out of the zone. He'll step back into the right-handed batter's box. Mauger sets the lefty, arcing breaking ball that misses the zone, and the count goes to 1-2. Dursteller forcing him to throw just a couple extra pitches. And the count moves to 1-2, as I said, with 2 outs. And this pitch downstairs, scooped up by the catcher behind home plate. And it's an even count, 2-2. Kyle looking to put up a fight. Looking to bring home Braxton Kellen, who got a 1-out walk to lead off this inning, or to get a 1-out walk to get the runners on base, I should say, for the Cardinals. Jaron Johnson followed him with a walk as well. Kobe Allen ended up striking out swinging. Now Dursteller will lace one up the middle. That's going to get through for a single. Johnson's going to be waved on home by Coach Yuskoski. No, puts on the stop sign as the throw comes up over the head of the catcher. Moving up to second base with smart base running on the throw is Kyle Dursteller. An RBI single for the sophomore for the Cardinals, and they get right back out in front as Brexton Kellen comes in, and it's a RBI single to give the Cardinals a 2-1 lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Second hit of the game for the Cardinals, and that one got by the glove of the shortstop, Devin Brogeman, as the first pitch now to Mason Smith. It's downstairs in the dirt, and the count goes to 1-0. Mauger again sets up. The lefty kicks, fires, and bounces one to the plate. Another good block at the plate comes from the catcher, as Anderson's definitely been earning his pay behind home plate tonight, or this morning, I should say. Mauger will again look in. Trying to get out of this inning without surrendering any more, and he's going to get Mason Smith to swing through a pitch that's on the inside. I think Mason went chasing one that was off the inside corner and jammed him up, and he'll try and return back to his hitting ways. Reached on an error his first time up. This time takes the pitch upstairs, count to 3-1. And looking to give Peyton Lish a chance with runners on base here with 2 outs in the top of the third. Cardinals trying to make this inning a little bit bigger. Trying to put a crooked number up there onto the board. As a pickoff move back to second, going to see a dive back to the bag. Sliding in safely, Kyle Dursteller. Got his first hit of the tournament, I believe, with that single. And now Mason Smith is going to go down 3-2 in the count. Full count. Nobody at first, runner at second, runner at third. Runners will have to hold on this 3-2 until they see something done with it. And the 3-2 pitch upstairs and away. That will be ball 4. Mason Smith earns the walk, and the Cardinals will put another base runner on as Peyton Lish will step up to the plate. He popped out to the pitcher right in the middle of the infield his first time up. And the freshman designated hitter for the Cardinals, hitting for Taylor Adams, will look to try and help out the man that he is in the game for. Peyton looks out. First pitch to him, swung on and missed over the middle of the plate. A breaking ball that was cut on, and the count goes to 0-1. Mason leads off first. That pitch upstairs to Peyton. Count goes to 1-1. 2-1 Cardinals lead. Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard here in the top of the third inning. 2 outs and a 1-1 count. Comes to the plate. Peyton Lish swings at another one out of the zone. That's the second time he's been caught chasing so far today at one down below the knees and off the outside corner. With the count at 1-2 now, he'll look out. Wait on the back heels. Sets, fires, swings, and misses. And the count will go to 1-3. That results in a strikeout. 4th strikeout of the game for Mauger, who gets out of a jam with the bases loaded, but not before surrendering the go-ahead run for the Cardinals as they take the lead off of a 2-out single from Kyle Dursteller to bring home Braxton Kellen. And the Cardinals lead 2-1 heading into the bottom of the third inning on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
Back here again once more at Pilot Field in Glens Ferry, Idaho. The Cardinals not only get the lead back, they force the pitcher for the Pirates, Daniel Mauger, to throw a lot of pitches in inning number 3. His 29-pitch inning there. He's up to 53 pitches in only 2 innings that he's thrown in the first and third. After a 16-pitch inning, he's up to a total today of 69 pitches after only 3 innings of work. So burning through a lot of his time out there, and he's going to look to his offense to try and get him back into at least a tie to show for that. Spencer Shoemaker will step into the batter's box, the left fielder for the Pirates, followed by Bobby Hood, and the shortstop Devin Brogeman will try and flip things over after that as Taylor Adams continues his work out on the mound. Got a good long rest out there after the Cardinals took quite a bit of time in their top of the 3rd inning. And Taylor will make his stroll up to the mound as the left-hander gets set to begin inning number 3. Bottom of the 3rd, 2-1, Cardinals on top. And Schumacher, another lefty for the Prairie Pirates, steps in. Adams sets up behind the plate. And Taylor fires in a strike down the middle of the plate. Pitching to contact, something that you like to see in the high school ranks. Make the other team have to put the ball in play, give your fielders a chance, hit the zone, and that's something that Coach Yuskoski has been stressing to a team this year. Hasn't been tough to stress it as this pitch swung on and missed. The count goes to 0-2. And Adams looking for his first strikeout. Again, the brother combination in today's starting battery, Taylor Adams and Devin Adams. Something that's enjoyable to see. Not often you get to see brothers, especially when they're 2 years apart, get a chance to play with each other and much less work with each other in any sport, as this pitch hits the batter on an 0-2 count. Taylor Adams comes too far inside, lost the handle on a pitch, and it's going to plunk Spencer Schumacher and give him the free pass down to first base. And gives Bobby Hood a chance to come up. And Hood will look out. And swing and miss at a pitch well off the plate. And Adams continues to get pitches through the zone, get batters to swing, and needs himself a ground ball here. Inning just underway here in the bottom of the 3rd, 2-1, nobody out, runner on first base. As the pitch outside will be taken this time on that off-speed breaker, and the count goes to 1-1. Back to leading off of first base is Shoemaker once again. Outfield for the Cardinals, playing middle depth over and right, just a little bit in with the right-hander as a strike cuts across the inside corner. And Bobby Hood sees the count now go to 1-2. Hole over on the left side between 2nd and 3rd. As Housley covering the second base bag. We'll see a pitch off the outside corner, swung on, drop 3rd strike. That's going to be an out as a runner was on first base, so the runner will move up to 2nd, but out on the swinging and drop 3rd strike is Bobby Hood. As you can't advance to first base if the base is occupied unless there's 2 outs. So runner does move up to second base. That's the tying run. And it brings up Devin Bigeman. And the right-hander will look out to Adams, who does a quick spin move back to second base. Ball gets away from Jaron Johnson, the second baseman, but he tracks it down in the short outfield grass, just beyond the infield dirt. As the sun glints off the metal roof of the school and the shop building in the distance, just outside the left field fence, Taylor Adams will again set on the mound. Comes to the chin. Kicks, fires, and a pitch swung on, foul tipped into the glove, and Brueggemann goes down to an 0-1 count. 0-1, 1 out here, bottom of the 3rd inning. Cardinals on top by a run. 2 hits in the game for the Cardinals, only 1 hit for the Pirates. The runner out on second base right now, as that's a strike on the inside corner. Come across at the letters is Spencer Shoemaker, who reached on a hit by pitch on an 0-2 pitch after looking very susceptible to swinging at off-speed pitches in his first two swings and at the plate. And this pitch grounded over to short, up with it. Housley, runner cuts across in front of him. Throw goes on to first as Housley sticks with the ball, and the out is recorded for out number 2. Runner does move up to third, but Jack Bruner will have to get a base knock in order to keep this one going. He grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Housley did a great job of sticking with that ball, as it's always tough when a runner cuts right in front of you to keep an eye on the baseball. So Housley, the fact that he did not let that one get past him was very impressive to see, as the first pitch now to Jack Bruner is going to miss for ball 1. Prairie Pirates looking to knot this game up. 2-1. Score sits as the bottom of the third continues to move on with 2 outs. There's a pitch off the outside corner as well, and the count to 2-0. Coming up next, we'll have our Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier 4th inning. As Adams gets set once again with 2 outs. 2-0 count. Kicks, fires. There's a pitch popped up and fouled over the bleachers here and towards the parking lot. Looks like it just missed a car. A couple of cars parked right near the field here. Not sure if I would park my car there. I ended up moving mine just before the game started. The 2-1 pitch misses upstairs. That's going to be 3-1 now, the count. First base is open, so walking the batter not going to necessarily cause a crisis. Brandon Anderson, the catcher, on deck. That is the one concern you would have, is the fact you have the 3 and 4 hitters coming up. 3-1 count, 2 outs. As Taylor kicks, fires. This one popped up. That's going to be in shallow left field. Going over for it, Jaron Johnson makes the play as he got the over-the-shoulder grab. Wasn't sure if he held on to it or not, but that will retire the side. Cardinals escape the jam, and we head to the top of the 4th inning on KBRV 800 The Bear with the live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
9-1-2 coming up to start off the top of the 4th inning for the Soda Springs Cardinals, being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. Thank you to them for being a new sponsor of Soda Springs Cardinals baseball. And if you want to be a sponsor of Soda Springs Cardinals baseball, still plenty of time to get in on the season. 1-month package is available for the rest of this year's season as we get set for the postseason. Looks like the Lady Cardinals won their game. The final score looked to be 17-2, but I'm not sure what it finally ended up being, as the Cardinals get their first win of the season, move to 1-8 on the year. So congratulations to the Lady Cardinals on getting that win. We'll have an interview coming up with Coach Tara Fetzer on Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock if you listen into the Soda Springs Cardinals Coaches Corners to talk a little bit about getting that first win. You can also find those interviews online at mylocalradio.com. As Chris Lloyd steps in, first pitch to him, bounced up to home plate. And the count goes to 1-0 to the Cardinals center fielder. He doubled his last time up as he drove one into the gap, and now, after that happened last time, the left fielder has shifted over towards his left and has closed that gap off a little bit, as this pitch taken for a strike right down the pipe. And the count goes to 1-1. Sun again brightly shining off of the roof in the distance, causing some glare. Could affect some of the batters. This pitch off the outside corner. When they're looking out, it's right off in the corner of their vision. And with a left-hander coming across, it actually will help them a bit as they're looking away for the pitch where it's coming from, whereas if it's a right-hander pitching, then you're looking more towards that glare. As this pitch upstairs and misses for ball 3. Chris Lloyd continues to show that good patience at the plate. The senior, considering going on his mission or going to college, has not decided on which one he's going to do, and fouls off a pitch there. Count to 3-2 now. Says he wants to go to Mexico if he did go on his mission, as his mother speaks fluent Spanish, and he would like to be able to talk with some of his family that is extended on her side. As that pitch upstairs gets the walk, and he will end up taking the drop down to first base, as he has yet to be retired in the game, and gives the Cardinals some speed on the first base path. And it brings up Zach Housley as it flips over the order, with the Cardinals trying to build on a 2-1 lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard here in your Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier, 4th inning. And that's as Housley driving one over to left field. That's going to drop in front of the left fielder for a leadoff or a one-pitch single. And moving up to second base on the hit is Chris Lloyd. Drove that one with the wood bat. That's a metal bat. That might get over the head of the left fielder and go to the wall. Solid contact on that hit coming from Zach Housley, and it brings up Devin Adams, who will look to continue his success. 3rd time that he's gotten a chance to see Mager. And the first pitch from Mager upstairs and away for ball 1. Adams has walked and flown out to right field in his 2 plate appearances so far. And if you are Daniel Mager, you've thrown a lot of pitches so far, so you want to get through this inning quickly, but giving up a leadoff walk and then a single to follow that will not help your cause, as now he'll fire one. This one grounded out past the mound. That's going to at least move the runners up. Productive out for Adams, who hustles down the first base line. And it will work as a sacrifice, a 5-3 put out, but both runners move up as Housley gets to second with 1 out, and Chris Lloyd will move up to 3rd. And again, productive outs, all you're looking for the Cardinals. And that will bring up Braxton Kellen. And the right-handed first baseman for the Cardinals will step up, batting glove on his left hand. Right hand bare with the tape on the wrist. Looks out to the pitcher, and this one bounced up to the plate, blocked behind the dish. Kellen gets ahead in the count at 1-0. Umpire quickly cleaning off home plate. She takes a moment to brush off the dish. Now we'll walk around behind home plate once again, and we get set for a 1-0 delivery. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Cardinals looking to strike for a run. A ball in play should score 1, but the infield brought up at the edge of the grass. 1-0 pitch, a strike on the outside corner. Evens the count at 1-1. Kellen grounded out to 3rd for an RBI his first time up in a similar situation. Also has walked in the game and come around to score. And the right-hander will stare out. Pitch to him downstairs, scooped up behind the plate. Another good block by Anderson behind home plate, as the catcher's been putting in some good work behind the dish. And an extended at bat for Kellen. Mager comes set, bounces this one to the plate as well, rolls up the 3rd base line a couple of feet. Quickly back on top of it though is Anderson, and with where the ball bounced to, Chris Lloyd had to hold where he was, and all of a sudden Kellen possibly going to be earning another walk after walking his last time up on 4 pitches. The patience for the Cardinals that they've shown so far on the season has been very impressive. As Kellen again will set, awaits, and fires at a pitch. That's going to be a single. Slow roller into the center field grass. Coming all the way around to score will be Zach Housley from second, as the throw well off the bag. All the way up to second will move Kellen as the throw moves around, and he is going to stop at the second base bag with an RBI single. Pair of runs come home, and the Cardinals take a 4-0 lead now on Kellen's 3rd RBIs of the game. Great piece of hitting by Kellen just to get a pitch, put it in play. That's all you're trying to do with a runner at third base and only one out, and ends up getting himself a single. Four hits for the Cardinals in the game today, 3 singles and a double. And with one out, they look to add some more on as Jaron Johnson steps in and watches the first pitch strike. He's walked both times to the plate so far. Got around to second in the first inning and got around to third back in the third inning. Here in your fourth inning, it's his third plate appearance, and he'll take a pitch outside for ball 1. 1-1 count, 1 out. Top of the fourth inning, Cardinals putting a 2-spot up onto the board to take a 4-1 lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. As Mager will again set, fires to the mound. This one across the plate, and that one takes the count at 1-2. First 2-strike count, Jaron Johnson's faced today. We'll see what he does. Trying to get Kobe Allen up to the plate with still only 1 out. It's the infield in on the corners, back at double play depth in the middle. Holding the runner on to second base as Braxton Kellen will lead off once again. Mager comes home. This one, check swing. Umpire in the middle says he's safe after the catcher asks for a second opinion. Jaron Johnson stays alive. Count at 2-2 with 1 out. And Mager again will come home. This one cut on, fouled at the plate. Just a little piece of it for Jaron Johnson. And the count will go to 2-2. And the 2-2 delivery will come back once again. This pitch swung on, passed back to the screen once again. Good battle forming between these two. And Johnson will bend back, flexes a bit before hovering over the plate, awaits the pitch, and this one off the plate. Count goes full now at 3-2. Full count, runner at second base here, top of the fourth inning, 1 out. Outfield, it's not necessarily had a whole lot to do so far. Jaron Johnson looks to change that, trying to put one out there as he's going to foul another pitch off. A good job spoiling that one. 8 pitches in the at-bat so far, and they'll look for number 9. First time Johnson's really had to battle so far today and really in this tournament in the time that he's been out there. Now waves the bat through the plate before coming set. Right-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. Mager comes to the plate. This one's going to be punched down the first base line. Another foul ball. And Johnson continues to stay alive. So he'll see a 10th pitch. Anytime you can see 10 pitches in an at-bat, it's never a bad thing. Johnson looks out once again. Mager fires. This one swung on, fouled again at the plate, and we'll do 11. Cardinal dugout pulling for their second baseman as he continues to fight. And Mager will kick, fires, upstairs, ball forward. There's an at-bat for you. 12-pitch walk for Jaron Johnson as he's able to put runners on first and second now. That could be your at-bat of the game for the Cardinals as Johnson forces Mager to throw an inning's worth of pitches to one batter. And it will bring up Kobe Allen, who's looking to try and avoid the hat trick. He struck out both of his first 2 times, and with 1 out in the top of the fourth inning, he'll try and keep things going. Mager kicks, fires. This one bounced home. Runner goes to third, and Kellen's going to slide in safely. Ball drifts away from everybody. Johnson tries to move up to second. That's going to see a throw go into the outfield, and coming home is Braxton Kellen on the throwing error. Kellen gets the Cardinals another run. Runner in scoring position still on the second error of the game for the Prairie Pirates. That one's going to go onto the shortstop as trying to fire the ball to second base and get the running Jaron Johnson was Devin Brueggemann. And the Cardinals take a 5-1 lead now. A 3-spot here in the top of the 4th inning, being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. And a ball bounced up to the plate once again, gets away from the catcher. Johnson moves up to third base on another pass ball. And the Cardinals will now just need to see something put in play to end up getting a run, with a runner standing over at third base. Kobe Allen looking to try and drive in a run. Runner being held over at third, so a good hole in between third base and short. Now that'll close off a little bit as the third baseman covers a little bit more, but Kobe Allen says, I don't care, I'm going to pounce it that way anyways. Punches it through the hole, and Allen with his first single of the game drives in the Cardinals' 6th run as Kobe Allen gets himself an RBI. Jaron Johnson crosses the plate, and the Cardinals' lead builds up, as I said, to 5, 6-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard with their 5th hit of the ballgame. And on deck, Mason Smith will look to try and hope that Kyle Dursteller keeps this inning going and gives them more chances with still only 1 out. 7th batter of the inning, Dursteller takes a pitch upstairs and away for ball 1. Cardinals needed this type of a game after struggling against Nampa Christian their last time out. And Maga will fire this one, gets past the catcher as well, all the way back to the concrete backstop. And up to second base goes Kobe Allen. Soda Springs continuing to pour on here in the 4th inning, a 4-spot up onto the board against this Prairie squad. Cardinals throwing what is about their 4th or 5th pitcher in their lineup, is now another ball laced to the shortstop or second baseman, picked up there on the line drive. That'll be a double play. Fantastic athletic play made by Jace Perrin over at second as he does the unassisted double play, and that will retire the side in the 4th. We'll take a break, come back with more. This is your Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier 4th inning on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Bear Lake Drug, located at 836 Washington Street in Montpelier, not only has everything you need to get better quick, but we also carry a great selection of durable medical equipment to purchase or rent as we assist you in your recovery. And while you're here, check out our large selection of gift items. Call us to fill your prescriptions today at 208-847-1421. That's 847-1421. Bear Lake Drug, the small-town pharmacy that gives you world-class service.
Cardinals get themselves a big and comfortable lead now, 6-1 on top of the Prairie Pirates, as Taylor Adams will return to the mound here in the bottom of the 4th inning, being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. And Adams will pitch to Adams as he continues to go through his warm-up pitches. Give you a reminder, we'll be on air on, I believe, Tuesday, when the Cardinals will welcome Firth to Soda Springs, and that will be the home opener for the Soda Springs Cardinals after the last couple of home openers ended up being derailed because of snow, as that big storm that went through Soda Springs ended up dropping 16 inches onto the Cardinals. And saw the Soda Springs team have to cancel a game with Marsh Valley as well as a game with a game with American Falls. See if those games get rescheduled for any time later this year. I've heard some rumors that they might be pushed to the 15th where there is an open date. That could also be something that is not necessarily the truest. Never know with rumors when it comes to rescheduling things. We'll figure that out next week and give you more updates on that, as the Cardinals come away with a 6-1 lead, as Taylor Adams will get set to fire to the first batter of this frame. Brandon Anderson will lead things off as the catcher, and the first pitch from Taylor Adams is a strike across the plate. Cardinals softball team got a final from that score. They were up 70-2, gave up 1 run in the bottom of the 3rd, it looks like, and they win that game 17-3 for their first win of the season. As the ball is going to be popped up, foul territory, running over and putting it away. Kyle Dursteller gets the pop out, and the first out is recorded for the Cardinals. And Prairie's Brandon Anderson is set down on 2 pitches. For Taylor Adams, so far, working a masterful performance. Only 44 pitches so far through 3 and a third innings. And he will welcome Calvin Hinkleman to the plate now, the third baseman for the Prairie Pirates, who has the lone hit for the Pirates in the game, a double that he punched over the head of Kobe Allen in left field. A very good piece of hitting, and Cardinals treating him carefully as the first pitch to him is going to be a breaking ball off the outside corner for ball 1. 1-0 count, 1 out, bottom of the 4th inning, being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. And setting once again is Taylor Adams as he kicks, fires. This one popped up. It'll be right back behind us and gets through the tree. Fans putting hands over their heads as that one will drop down harmlessly, and the count goes to 1-1. Adams will again set up, catches the sign from his brother behind the plate, and will come home. The left-hander fires. This one popped up on the infield. Adams on the mound looking for it, calls it out, and he's got it for the out, and he does it yourself, and the do-it-yourself gets him a second out. Adams with 1 strikeout, so he's been responsible for a pair of the outs recorded here in this bottom of the 4th inning. And that will bring up Derek Arnzen, who in his first time up ended up grounding out to the shortstop, Zach Housley, who made a play with the runner cutting in front of him, stayed with the ball and was able to record the out. Here he'll get another ground ball that's right to him, boots it off the heel of his glove, and it will not have a play. Unfortunately, he'll have to go as an error on Housley, but the Cardinals in a position where that's not going to be the most costly to them, up by 5 in the bottom of the 4th inning, 6-1. Brings up the left-hander, Daniel Mager. Left-handed batter against the left-handed pitcher. First of 2 left-handed batters in this lineup for the Prairie Pirates as he'll take a pitch upstairs for ball 1. Still has been a quick inning for Taylor Adams, only the 7th pitch of the inning for him there. As he continues to pitch to contact, just putting pitches into the strike zone. Infield shifted to the right side for the lefty. And this ball popped up once again on the infield, but that one's going to get foul and look to maybe be one that would stay in play, but easily got over the fence. Sun shining, so I lost it when it went up into the sun. As the sun coming up over the left field fence right in front of us and starting to climb up into the sky. As Taylor Adams will again come home to the plate. This one laced up the middle, up into the skying jump as Zach Housley almost able to snare it with the glove. The ball moves its way into center field. Chris Lloyd tracks it down, and the second hit of the game for the Prairie Pirates will be from Daniel Mager. And the Pirates starting to get a little bit of a 2-out rally going. Cardinals got the first 2 outs of the inning very easily with a pop out in foul territory for Anderson and a pop out on the mound by Calvin Hinkleman, but since then an error made by Zach Housley and a single by Daniel Mager put runners at first and second with 2 outs, and a pitch inside will be taken by Jace Perrin. The count goes to 1-0. Runners make their leads. Short lead over at first base. Short lead at second as well as Taylor Adams comes set. Kicks, fires, swings, and misses. And the count goes to 1-1. Cardinals just need an out at any base. Force applicable at any base. As Taylor comes set, runners take their extended leads, and the pitch is going to be fouled at the plate. Goes off of the mask of Devin Adams, as he'll go down to check that one down. The count goes to 1-2. Hands the ball back to the umpire, as Adams will make his way back to the mound. Devin makes the crouch behind the plate. A little bit tight on the plate. Jace Perrin, see what the Cardinals can do with that, see if they go inside. That looks to be where Adams is setting up. And this pitch got a flinch, but Perrin held up, and the count goes to 2-2. Deuce is Wild up onto the scoreboard here with 2 outs, 2 strikes, 2 balls. In the bottom of the 4th inning. Cardinals up 6-1, but the Pirates trying to rally and put some runs up onto the board. And Taylor Adams will fire a pitch that's just spoiled down the first base line. And we'll have to do it all over again with the pitch number 6 of the at-bat coming up. And Perrin again steps in. Flags hanging limply, barely a breeze coming across here at Glens Ferry, Idaho. As Adams again fires this one. That's going to be laced into the right center field gap. That's going to get down, fielded and picked up there by Mason Smith. It'll be a single that scores 1. And now another run coming home, coming to the plate, the throw, and the cut is going to be safe. As they're going to say that Adams did not hold on to the ball. It'll be a 2 RBI single for Jace Perrin. And the Cardinals will give up a couple of runs. Both of those will be unearned due to the error early on in the inning. And the lead shrinks to 3. 6-3 here, bottom of the 4th inning. Cardinals looking to try and come away with their 7th win of the season, move to 7-4. And will have won 4 of their last 6. As this pitch just off the outside corner, it would actually be 5 of their last 7 that they would have won. Count to 1-0 to Spencer Shoemaker. Another left-handed batter, lefty-lefty matchup. Advantage should be in favor of Taylor Adams. And he'll get another pitch. That's going down the right field foul line, and it just drops foul. And the count goes to 1-1. Good turn on it by Shoemaker, though. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Cardinals struck for 4 in the top of this frame. It's been a rather long 4th inning. And now it's going to be Coach Jeff Yuskoski heading out to have a quick word with his pitcher, with the count sitting at 1-1. Meeting out on the mound, it brings the whole infield in as Coach Yuskoski trying to talk his team strategy, make sure that Taylor Adams can get through this inning. Still not a ton of pitches for Adams in the game so far. And the outfielders gathering as well as Jeff Yuskoski comes off of the mound. Will make his meander over towards the dugout. And Shoemaker will again step into the left-handed batter's box. Red cleats, white pants, red jersey, black helmet. Sharp-looking uniform for the Prairie Pirates as Taylor Adams will again get set to fire to his brother. Devin sets up on the outside corner. Only need 1 out if you're the Cardinals, and this one will not do it. A line drive over to second base, speared by Jaron Johnson, and the Cardinals will get out of the inning, only giving up a pair of runs. Both of those unearned as we head to the top of the 5th inning. This has been your Bear Lake Drug and Montpelier 5th inning. Coming up next, your Kelly Wells for County Sheriff 5th inning on KBRV 800 The Bear, online at mylocalradio.com.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life.
Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
New pitcher onto the mound as we get set for your fifth inning, being brought to you and paid for by Kelly Wells for County Sheriff. Vote for leadership, integrity, knowledge, and excellence. Elect Kelly Wells for Caribou County Sheriff. As the new pitcher on the mound is going to be Jack Bruner. And we'll see if that is a straight-up switch. It does not look to be, as a new center fielder has jogged out into the field, it looks like. And excuse me, it is a straight-up switch, so Jack Bruner will come in and do the pitching. And Daniel Mauger will move into center field for the Prairie Pirates as they look to try and keep the Cardinals stagnant with the 6-3 lead the Cardinals have on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. The new hurler on the mound, a right-hander this time. He was going to face the bottom of the order, Mason Smith, Peyton Lish, and Chris Lloyd for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Again, congratulations to the Soda Springs softball team on the first win of the season for themselves, 17-3. They end up taking down the McCall JV squad for their first win of the year, as the offense pushed across plenty of runs and coming away with that win. Finally was able to put everything together, and that's something that I think the Cardinals have been waiting for quite a while, to see their offense and defense really come together in the same game. 6-3 here. Cardinals have been playing a very solid game and looking to try and wrap this one up with a victory, as Mason Smith will step into the left-handed batter's box. Softball players making their way down as after getting that win, looking to cheer the Cardinals onto a win. And Mason drives one to left field. That's going to be snared and tracked down by Spencer Shoemaker. Smith gave it a ride on the first pitch of the inning, but could not get it to drop down into the grass, and it'll bring up Peyton Lish now, who is 0 for 2 in his at-bats. He struck out swinging and also has popped out to the pitcher so far today. One out, top of the fifth inning, being brought to you by Kelly Wells for County Sheriff, is rocking into the windup and firing this one through is Bruner, who sees it fouled off down the left field line. Grounded towards the fence, and the count goes to 0-1 on Lish. He's been fighting back from down in the count the entire game so far. And with the 0-1 count, Lish again steps up. Awaits the delivery from Bruner. And this one grounded back to him. He's going to pick this one up, do it himself, flips it on to first base, and the out is recorded 1-3, which will bring up Chris Lloyd, who is yet to be retired so far today. And for Chris Lloyd, a double to lead things off in his first at-bat. And then he walked and came around to score in that big fourth inning that the Cardinals were able to put up onto the board. But here, a very quick top of the fifth inning has been working its way through, and Bruner will come to the plate, bounces one past the catcher as it goes off the glove of Anderson, and the count goes to 1-0. On deck, Zach Housley will be looking for his third at-bat of the game, 1 for 2 officially, has a walk and has come around to score twice. 2 outs as Bruner comes to the plate. This one is going to be right to the shortstop, moving just a bit to his left and putting it away as Brueggemann, and the out is recorded on a lineout. Cardinals put it in play 3 times, a couple of them on very solid contact hits, but they cannot come away with anything as it's a 1-2-3 top of the fifth. Back after this with more on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Hello, I'm Kelly Wells and I'm running for Caribou County Sheriff. I grew up in Soda Springs and enjoyed all that Caribou County has to offer. I served in the United States Marine Corps and I have over 24 years of law enforcement experience, and I am a graduate of the FBI National Academy. I believe in servant leadership, building strong community partnerships, professionalism through training, service-oriented enforcement, and having a fair, friendly, and honest staff. Thank you, and I appreciate your vote on May 17th. Paid for by Kelly Wells for Sheriff.
Welcome back out to the bottom of the fifth inning, brought to you by Kelly Wells for County Sheriff. For professionalism through training, community partnerships, and service-oriented enforcement, elect Kelly Wells for Caribou County Sheriff. Like his Facebook page, love his innovative leadership. That Facebook page, of course, Kelly Wells for Sheriff on Facebook.com. Just put that up into the search bar. And while you're doing that, be sure to like us on Facebook at My Local Radio Soda Springs. Of course, we're bringing you Soda Springs baseball and softball all season long. But if you like our Facebook page, you'll find Coach's Corners being posted up onto our Facebook line, as well as news stories from information going on around the area and the region. And we'll also give you updates on different things that take place throughout the entire year. 6-3 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cardinals leading on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And out onto the mound for his 5th inning of work, Taylor Adams looking to try and secure the win against the Prairie Pirates, who put up a fight, scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. And we'll look to the bottom of their order to get things started as Bobby Hood will lead things off for the Pirates. A right-handed batter steps in and toes the plate. Cardinals outfield deep on this batter as Chris Lloyd plays a little bit further back than mid-depth in center field. The corner's brought in just a little bit as the first pitch is inside for a ball, and the count goes to 1-0. Pirates will have Devin Brueggemann and Jack Bruner on deck. These 3 went 0 for 3 their last time through. That was in the 3rd inning as a pitch bounced up to the plate as Devin Adams keeps the glove in front of that one, and the count now moves to 2-0. Nobody out, just underway in the bottom of the 5th inning. Being brought to you by Kelly Wells for County Sheriff. And Hood looks out. Pitch swung on, off the outside corner, got him chasing at one. That was going to be ball 3. Count instead goes to 2-1. 6 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Soda Springs Cardinals. 3 runs, 3 hits, and 2 errors for the Prairie Pirates. Adams will again fire. This one bounced over towards short, picking it up on 2 hops and firing onto first base. Ball gets away from Braxton Kellen, but it was bounced over to him. And again, that'll have to be called an error on the Cardinals shortstop, as that one was a tough hop for the first baseman to field. Second error on Housley in the game. And with nobody out, that'll flip the order over with Devin Brueggemann stepping up to the plate. As Adams will come to the plate. This one upstairs and missing for a ball, and the count to 1-0. Bottom of the 5th. Half hour left in the time limit for this game, so most likely we will get a 6th inning unless the Pilots can put a bunch of runs across this inning. Still is the chance of that, and a balk is going to be called on Taylor Adams. He was warned about it earlier. He comes set, then he comes reset. And the umpire says, I ain't going to allow you to do it after I warned you about it. And moving up to second base ends up being Bobby Hood. An unearned run if he comes across the score. 6-3 Cardinals on top, bottom of the 5th, nobody out. As Adams comes to the plate, that one off the outside corner, and the count to 2-0 now. Jack Bruner and Brandon Anderson scheduled to come up in this inning still. The runner on second base, Brueggemann, been playing it short, has an error on himself as well. Looks out to Taylor Adams. Taylor kicks, fires. This one off the inside corner. No, they're going to call that a strike, and it goes 2-1. Thought that dropped just a little bit too much on the inside. And with nobody out, the count a little bit closer to in favor of Taylor Adams. Bottom of the 5th of what's been a very well-played ball game for the most part for these two teams. There have been some errors, but most of the runs have been earned. This pitch is going to be flared out to left field. Kobe Allen can't come down with the ball as he misjudged it off of the bat. It's going to end up being a double. That scores a run for Brueggemann. And the error will come across to score an RBI for Brueggemann to make it a 6-4 ball game on your Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Second time that Allen has had a ball go over his head in left field. And both times it's been very, very solid contact coming from the batter at the plate. Second double of the game for the Prairie Pirates. So still nobody out. Runner replaced at second. Now the ball is going to be punched out towards right field, and Mason Smith easily comes up to make the grab. And a one pitch out will be recorded for the first out of the inning. And Brandon Anderson will get to come up to the plate. He popped out to the third baseman in Kyle Dursteller his first time up and grounded out to Kyle his last time, popped out his last time up and grounded out his first time up. Coming up to bat in back-to-back innings for the first time today as Adams flashes the glove on the inside corner of the plate. Runner goes. Taylor fires, and it was a well-timed steal as easily into third base with the stolen base is Brogeman. And with a 1-0 count, we'll see what Brandon Anderson tries to do here, the catcher for the Prairie Pirates. Gorgeous day continues to shine on what has been a phenomenal weekend and a fantastic weekend for baseball at Glens Ferry. And now a pitch inside is going to catch Anderson, and he is going to be hit by a pitch that will send him down to first base. And that is going to see Jeff Uskoski coming out to the mound once again to have a word with Taylor Adams as the tying run is going to be put on base. And coming up the heart of the order, Calvin Hinkleman, who's hit the ball hard once. And that is going to do it for Taylor Adams as his day will be over. We'll have a new pitcher coming out as Peyton Lish will get to come in his place and get some more workout on the mound. We'll see what Peyton can do here in the final couple of innings of this ball game. Cardinals leading 6-4 over the Prairie Pirates. Back after this with a break to let Peyton warm up on KPRV 800 The Bear with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Back here again on your Kelly Wells for County Sheriff fifth inning. Peyton Lish, who was the designated hitter, is going to be brought in to play for Taylor Adams. Peyton Lish already has one game where he started in this game, got the victory in the matchup against Wells, Nevada. Here coming on in relief in the bottom of the fifth inning with one out. Runners on the corners, first base and third base as he continues to throw his warm-up pitches in that game against Wells, Nevada. Peyton ended up going 6 innings, struck out a pair, gave up 3 walks, gave up a single as well, or a hit to spoil a no-hitter, had 4 runs in the game as well, in a game where the Cardinals committed 7 errors as a team and gave up 1 earned run in the game on the day. That was a 9-4 victory for the Cardinals. And here he'll be facing the heart of the order, Calvin Hinkleman and Derek Arnzen, the 2 scheduled batters with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. 6-4 the Cardinals on top. Tying run stands at first base. And Lish will watch that runner cut across, and he's going to steal third base without his throw as Adams holds on to it to avoid giving up the runner at third base, an easy chance to try and steal home. So runners now at second and third after the stolen base. And Hinkleman, with a 1-0 count in his favor, will look to try and do some damage as Lish on the mound kicks, fires a knuckleball that goes behind Hinkleman at the plate. As you saw Lish trying to load up that knuckleball in the glove. And he'll get set once again, 2-0 count. And the pitch this time laced into center field. That's going to drop down for a hit. Chris Lloyd falls down but blocks the ball as he does. It's not going to matter, though, as it'll be an RBI single that brings home both runs. And all of a sudden, the game is tied up. 6-6 we sit here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And all of a sudden, the Prairie Pirates proving that they are not a team that necessarily will go down easy, as Peyton Lish will look to try and work his way out now as the runner on base is now his earned run. Peyton will kick fire. This one bounced off of home plate. Lish is going to field that one, up with it, gives the throw to first, gets the runner, and the second out of the inning is recorded. 1-3 on the putout. Big thing for the Cardinals, get through this inning without giving up the lead. Get your bats a chance in the 6th inning to give yourselves the lead back. 6-6 here. Identical line scores for the two teams on the scoreboard. 6 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors for both the Pirates and the Cardinals, as Daniel Mauger will step in, new center fielder for the Prairie Pirates, and the first pitch strike will be taken to Mauger on the outside corner. 0-1 count with 2 outs. Peyton checks the runner back at second, and a pitch off the outside corner will move the count to 1-1. Infield shifts over with the left-hander at the plate as Jaron Johnson stands in between second and third about the outfield grass. Guarding first base is Braxton Kellen. And a pickoff move will be thrown back to Housley, as Housley was not covering the bag. And Peyton Lish almost threw the ball into center field. One delivery. Swung on. That's fouled back up and over the press box behind home plate. And the count goes to 1-2. Mauger continues to wave the bat through the zone. Crouches low and takes a pitch off the outside corner from Lish. The count goes to 2-2 now. 2 outs. Deuce is Wild on the scoreboard once again. Looking for a third strike to get across that plate. Mauger, who's 1 for 2, has a single and a run scored, looking to try and bring home that go-ahead run, standing at second. Pitch from Lish, popped up. As Mauger spoils a good off-speed pitch off the back of the dugout for the Prairie Pirates. And we'll do the 2-2 pitch all over again as soon as Hinkleman makes his way back to first. Hinkleman's been the biggest player in the game so far for the Pirates. And now it will be a ground ball that will get through. That's going to get to center. They're going to send Hinkleman from second. It'll be an RBI single for Mauger. He runs up to second on the throw, and the Cardinals' lead is gone. Spoiled by back-to-back or 2 singles. And Prairie up 7-6 on the Cardinals. As we move to 10:41, 19 minutes left in this 2-hour timed ball game, with the Cardinals needing an offensive burst in the top of the 6th inning, but they first need to get out of this. This one's going to do it. Peyton Lish comes over, fields the ball, throws onto first base, gets the out as Braxton puts away the ball, but not before Prairie strikes for 4 runs in the bottom of the frame. And we will head now to the top of the 6th inning. This has been your Kelly Wells for County Sheriff 5th inning, brought to you by Kelly Wells. For professionalism through training, community partnerships, and service-oriented enforcement, elect Kelly Wells for Caribou County Sheriff. Like his Facebook page at Kelly Wells for Sheriff, and love his innovative leadership. Back after this with inning number 6 on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, and father of 5. I'm also an expert on drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids, and there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
Top of the 6th inning coming up as the Soda Springs Cardinals all of a sudden finding themselves trailing the Prairie Pirates, a team out of, I believe, District 2. And it'll be the good part of the order for the Cardinals to come up down by 1. Zach Housley, Devin Adams, and Braxton Kellen will come up to the plate. And on the mound, it will be Jack Bruner to try and do his work for a second straight inning. He ended up getting through the top of the fifth inning, 1-2-3. And here Housley takes a ball that skips up to the plate, and the count goes to 1-0. Housley has a single and has walked in the game so far as he scored a pair of runs for the Cardinals. Wind just beginning to pick up some of the flags out in center field as this one fouled off to the top of the screen. And the count to 1-1 to the Cardinals' leadoff man. Just need yourselves at least one run to get this game knotted up to send it to the bottom of this frame. And the pitch is going to be grounded towards short, picked up on 2 hops, up with it, and a throw onto first base is going to get Housley. And Devin Brueggemann gets the first out of the frame. Devin Adams will have to come up to the plate now and try and get something started for the Cardinals with 1 out. Braxton Kellen on deck, looking for his opportunities. Cardinals haven't scored since the top of the 4th inning, have given up 6 unanswered runs to the Prairie Pirates. Trying to answer the win that the Lady Cardinals got earlier today, as this ball lifted into center field. Going back on that one, tracking it down, Mauger puts it away with 2 hands, and just like that, 2 outs are recorded. And the Cardinals are down to their final plate appearance possibly in this one. 6th inning, 10:45, so 15 minutes left. If you get through this quickly, you might be able to convince the umpires to let you out for another frame. But I don't think the Cardinals want to let it come to that, as this first pitch to Braxton Kellen is taken for a ball off the outside corner. 1 for 2 is Kellen. Has a pair of RBIs, 3 RBIs, excuse me, a single and a walk. And this one grounded up the middle. That's going to be fielded by the second baseman over to his right, puts it away, and the out is recorded. And that will make it a 6-7 game. The Cardinals are jogging back out onto the field, so it looks like we are going to try and fit in a bottom of the 6th and maybe a 7th. So we will see what comes up here. Cardinals down by 1 to the Prairie Pirates on KBRV 800 The Bear, with live streaming audio and video online at mylocalradio.com.
How'd I do?
You'll get better.
Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa.
You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
Bottom of inning number 6, the Prairie Pirates trying to close this one out. The Cardinals need a quick inning of work from Peyton Lish in order to get their bats back up to the plate. 10:47 the time right now. So 13 minutes left in the 2-hour time limit for this game, as the Pirates will be sending up their 8, 9, and 1 hitter, Spencer Shoemaker, to lead things off. He lined out to the second baseman, Jared Johnson, his last time up, and Bobby Hood will follow Devin Brueggemann. After that, Peyton Lish out for his second inning of work, pitched the final 2/3 of the last inning. And we'll look to try and get out of this one quickly. And the first man up, Schumacher, a left-handed batter, will step into the batter's box before staring out to Peyton Lish. Cardinals need a quick inning here. So Peyton will rock, kicks the leg, and the right-hander delivers a strike on the inside corner. And the count goes to 0-1. Pirates, the home team in today's game, leading 7-6. Schumacher stares out. Lish kicks this one off the outside corner, taken for a ball, and the count goes to 1-1. Lish will again set. This one upstairs. Count to 2-1 now. Peyton, as I said, did a very impressive job in his first game yesterday at this tournament. First start for Lish on the young year as well. Might be seeing a more consistent presence on the mound as well. This pitch fouled off into the tree on the back side of the road, and the count will go to 2-2 now to Shoemaker. So again, step up into the batter's box. 7-6, Pirates on top, and Shoemaker swings and misses at a pitch down in the dirt. Ball lofted down to first base by Devin Adams, and the strikeout is recorded for the first out of the inning. And Bobby Hood will get his chance at the plate now as he steps in. Good first out there for the Cardinals. Needed a quick one there and got it. Hood is 0 for 2, did reach base and scored as he reached on an error made in the infield by Zach Housley back in the 5th inning, as he was the first man to bat in that 5th inning. Here, takes a pitch on the inside corner. That's a strike. Fastball from Peyton Lish, setting up a possible knuckleball, depending on how he wants to work with it. So stare in. Kicks and fires that one just a little bit low on the outside corner, and the count to 1-1. Lish will kick again. This one grounded right back to him. A do-it-yourself play for the 3rd time. Peyton Lish getting ground balls right back to him. He has gotten actually all 4 of the outs that he's recorded have gone to Lish. 3 ground balls that are nubbed right back to him, and then a strikeout as well, and it brings up Devin Brogeman, who is 1 for 3 with a double, an RBI, and a run scored. He'll look to try and keep this bottom of the 6th going, and Cardinals get set to try and get another chance in the top of the 7th as Lish kicks, fires, that pitch taken for a strike on the inside. And the count goes to 0-1. 7 runs for the Pirates, 6 for the Cardinals. As Lish will again wind, fire on the inside corner, gets another strike. And the count goes to 0-2. Lish trying to do it all himself on the mound in this game. Not a bad idea when you have the stuff that he's been able to show. As he'll kick, fires another one. That one misses just outside and in the dirt as Adams picks that one up, and the count goes now to 1-2. Peyton again will get set to fire. Fires the fastball. This one grounded over to Housley. Scoops it on the short hop. Fires onto first, and the out recorded. Housley gets the strong out. 1-2-3 inning for the Cardinals will set the Pirates down in order, and we head to the top of the 7th inning. Cardinals needing a run to try and keep this game going on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
This is the sound of salmonella gyrating on your undercooked chicken. And it looks like Mom might be taking it out a little early. Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So use a thermometer to cook each type of meat to the right temperature. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
Top of the 7th inning as Sweet Caroline plays in Glens Ferry, Idaho. Jaron Johnson to lead things off for the Soda Springs Cardinals with Kobe Allen and Kyle Dursteller to follow him. As the Cardinals look to try and do something against Jake Bruner, who has come out onto the mound in relief of Daniel Mager and has thrown 11 pitches in 2 innings and set down the Cardinals in order for the last 6 batters he's faced. Jaron Johnson will step into the right-handed batter's box, looking to do something. Cardinals need something to go their way here in the top of the 7th inning, down by 1. And Johnson, first pitch swinging, grounds it to third base. This long throw across the diamond is good, and Calvin Hinkleman records the first out on 1 pitch. That'll give Kobe Allen a chance to come up. He has an RBI single in his last at-bat, but a pair of strikeouts before that. He'll look to try and keep the good vibes rolling along with his final plate appearance here of the day. Kyle Dursteller on deck to wrap up the scheduled hitters for the Cardinals. And Dursteller hoping to have a man on base. Kobe Allen, first pitch to him, up and over his head, and the ball misses for a 1-0 count in favor of the Cardinals left fielder. So 1-0 count, 1 out, top of the 7th inning, 7-6 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And Allen will await another delivery. As this one upstairs and away, that's a ball as well, and Kobe Allen gets ahead in the count 2-1. First time that they've been able to get into a legitimate hitter's count against Jack Bruner. The tall right-hander now throws another one upstairs and outside, and the count goes 3-0. Kobe Allen should be taken on this pitch to try and get himself on base with a walk. And this pitch just a little bit off the plate. Had the umpire flinching on that one, but that's a 4-pitch walk to get down to first base for Kobe Allen. Patience is a virtue there, and the Cardinals will put in a pinch runner as coming out to skirt the base paths for the Cardinals is Ryan Atterbury, excuse me. As Ryan takes a very short lead off first base. See if they put him in motion here on the first pitch. And he is going to hold up, trying to time his run, and the pitch misses for a ball to Kyle Dursteller. 5 straight out of the zone now for Bruner on the mound. As Atterbury takes again a short lead from first base. Holds again as this pitch upstairs once more. 2-0. Kyle Dursteller showing some good patience. On deck behind him, Mason Smith with Peyton Lish in the hole. Pitch bounced past the catcher. That's going to send Atterbury up to second base. And also moves the count now to 3-0. And all of a sudden, after looking untouchable, Jack Bruner in the last 2 batters has begun to show some chinks in his armor. We'll see if Kyle Dursteller can notch an arrow through that armor by launching a base hit. Could score a run for the Cardinals if he can do that. 3-0 pitch upstairs. He'll take the walk. And the Cardinals on 8 pitches have back-to-back base runners. As that will bring up Mason Smith. It's also going to send Coach Kyle Westhoff out to the mound to have a word with his pitcher in Bruner, who will saunter off the mound. I doubt they're going to take out Bruner. I'm sure this is just something to talk for an adjustment, as right now there has not been a problem up until the last 2 batters. Bruner had looked incredible. Outfielders also gather as they'll chat things over. The entire infield meeting up. Randy Sullivan also going to jog over to talk with Coach Jeff Uskoski off the side of the third base foul line. And as the meeting breaks up, the umpire will break up the Cardinals meeting as well, you would assume, as Bruner will make his way back up on top, toe the rubber. And they're going to give him a opportunity to throw a couple of pitches. Or excuse me, new pitcher in the game, I should say. Devin Brogeman out onto the mound for his first inning of work. We'll take a break, come back with a look at Devin Brogeman, and come back after this with KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Top of the 7th inning, Cardinals trying to rally with 1 out as they chase off the pitcher in Bruner, and replacing him will be Devin Brogeman, as Bruner will become the new shortstop for the Prairie Pirates, it looks like. Devin Brogeman making his way onto the mound. Actually, it looks like Hinkleman has moved over to short. Spencer Shoemaker will play third base and out to left field. Replacing Shoemaker will be Jack Bruner. It'll be Mason Smith to lead things off for the Cardinals. Right-handed batter who so far today is 0 for 2, has reached base twice, once on an error and once on a walk, and has also flown out to the left fielder. 7-6 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard here in the final inning of today's ball game. Making it all 7. Cardinals with a pair of runners on base, and the first pitch to Mason Smith swung on and missed at a strike over the heart of the plate. Kyle Dursteller stands at first. Ryan Atterbury leads off of second. And Brogeman will fire an off-speed pitch. That's a strike over the front of the plate, and the count goes to 0-2. Peyton Lish in the on-deck circle should get an opportunity to bat, unless there is a double play. Atterbury continues to lead off of second. Pitch comes to the plate, off of the plate. Good job spearing that one by Anderson behind home, and the count goes to 1-2. One out. Again, runners out to their leads. And this pitch fouled off and spoiled just off the dugout facing. And the count will stay at 1-2. The 1-2 pitch will have to go once again. Good job by Mason Smith fighting, taking some notes from Jaron Johnson, who already had a 12-pitch at bat earlier on in this game. Cardinals again off to their leads. Brogeman will kick. Right-hander fires. This one popped up. That's going to stay in the field of play. Back to chase it down and hold on to it with 2 hands as he scrambles to keep it against his body is the catcher Anderson. And the second out of the inning is recorded with Peyton Lish, the last chance for the Cardinals to try and strike with runners on first and second. Last 3 outs always the hardest ones to get in the ball game, as the saying goes. And Peyton Lish trying to prove that. Base knock could bring home at least 1, and with Dursteller leading off of first, a good chance it could possibly bring home 2 if you can get it into one of the gaps. See if the Cardinals put anybody in motion as well with the right-handed batter in play. Brogeman watches as the Cardinals get out to a lead. Running lead is swinging and missing as Peyton Lish. Ball's going to get past, though. And it'll be strike 1 as Dursteller takes a wide turn at second. Up to third goes Atterbury, and now a base knock could score a run, and this would be a big one for Peyton Lish, who is 0 for 3 in the game, trying to change his fortunes around. 0 for 1, the count. 0 for 3, Peyton Lish. First base open, on deck Chris Lloyd. You don't want Chris Lloyd coming up to the plate, as he has been a very, very consistent hitter of putting it in contact for the Cardinals. And Peyton Lish will again line up in the right-handed box. Pitch to him. A strike off the outside corner, and the Cardinals down to their final strike attempt. with the count at 0-2, 2 outs. Cardinal fans hoping for a base knock. A little bit of seventh inning magic here. As Brogeman kicks, fires. This one swung at and missed by Peyton Lish. Got caught chasing one upstairs, and the Cardinals go down by a final score of 7-6. A good ball game by the Cardinals, but not good enough as the Prairie Pirates come away with a victory 7-6 over the Cardinals, coming from behind in their own right after trailing 6-1, and they take down the Cardinals to give them their 5th loss of the season. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the post-game show, which is being brought to you by the Soda Springs Galleria and Emporium, located next to the Idaho Theater. It features gourmet fudge and truffles, postcards, and of iconic sites in Caribou County, and luxurious homemade soaps and bath crystals and customized artwork. That's coming up on the backside of this break on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you. One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Welcome back out to Glens Ferry, Idaho, as the Soda Springs Cardinals tournament ends with an unfortunate loss as they get a final out recorded by the Prairie Pirates to come away with the victory in this one as they fall by a final score once again of 7-6 in 7 innings. Final line score for the Cardinals: 6 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors in the game. Couple of those errors very costly for them as a couple runs came home. For the Pirates, 7 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors as well. For the Cardinals, they were led in the batting game by Braxton Kellen, 1 for 3, had 3 RBIs as well. Zach Halsey went 1 for 3 with a pair of runs. Jaron Johnson 1 for 3 with, or 0 for 1 with a run. Kobe Allen went 1 for 3 with an RBI. Kyle Dursteller went 1 for 3 with an RBI as well. Mason Smith 0 for 3, Peyton Lish 0 for 4, and Christopher Lloyd went 1 for 2 with a run scored. Devin Adams also went 0 for 1, did have a walk, and reached third base in that appearance at the plate. On the other side, for the Prairie Pirates, they were led in the game by the big bats of Jace Perrin, who had a pair of RBIs on a single, and Daniel Mauger, who had 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. Also, Calvin Henkelman with a double and a single, 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored in the game for the third baseman and then shortstop for the Prairie Pirates. Devin Brogeman came in and pitched the final 2 outs of the game, was able to get those quickly with a pop out and a strikeout. He also had an RBI, a double, and a run scored in the game. And Bobby Hood also had one other run scored for the Pirates as they ended up going 0 for 3, but did reach on one of those costly errors by the Cardinals. Pitching-wise for the Soda Springs Cardinals, Taylor Adams came out, actually pitched very good in his performance out there as a starter. 4 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 6 runs, only 3 of those ended up being earned. 1 strikeout, 4 hits, did not walk a single batter in the game. As far as Peyton Lish, 1 1/3, 2/3 innings pitched, 1 run given up. That was not an earned run, as it came with 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth inning. Gave up a strikeout, or did get a strikeout, gave up 2 hits, and did not walk anybody in the game, as Lish had a very strong performance as well. This has been your post-game wrap-up and highlights, brought to you by the Soda Springs Galleria and Emporium, located next to the Eidenhoff Theater, where they feature gourmet fudge and truffles, postcards of iconic sites in Caribou County, luxurious homemade soaps and bath crystals, as well as customized artwork. We'll take a break. Come back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Next to the Eidenhoff Theater in Soda Springs, Idaho, lies a lovely gift and art shop called Caribou Jack's Galleria and Emporium. It features local artists Wade Craven and Sandy Fugate, as well as other locally made items like homemade soaps and bath crystals by Julie Franson. And who can resist gourmet fudge and truffles by Jade Rainey? While you're there, put a gift basket together for a favorite someone that will put them over the moon. Top it off with a postcard featuring local iconic sites such as the Eastman Fire Truck and, of course, our famous geyser. All are produced by local photographer Kim Miller. That's me. That's Caribou Jack's Galleria and Emporium in Soda Springs, next to the Eidenhoff Theater.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Well, do not you like winter? Winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
A ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm gonna let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
Back here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com in our post-game show as the Soda Springs Cardinals fall to the Prairie Pirates 7-6, giving up 6 unanswered runs after taking a 6-1 lead. And unfortunately, they can't turn things around. 4 of those 7 runs for the Prairie Pirates unearned, as the fielding problems that the Cardinals have been facing continue to hound them, although that is something that hopefully will change around for the Cardinals as they are finally able to get out onto their field and hopefully the fielding practice that they get will give them some more experience and give them a little bit more consistency in that area. Time for our sports update. We had a chance to sit down and talk with Scott Hoberg. I know it's not a Soda Springs Cardinals person, but he is the weight coach over at Grace High School. And he is in an interesting position where they have all of their teams go through one weightlifting program. And it was interesting enough where I did an interview with them, talked with them about what the program is like out there and what the benefits they've seen from it as we jump into that on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Bergrab joined here with a little bit of a special interview. Scott Hoberg from the Grace Weight Program is talking to us. And Scott, you are realistically, the only person in the entire county that is specifically focused on getting the kids stronger and getting the kids prepared for the sports they're going to be doing. Talk a little bit about what goes into your work and trying to keep all the sports cohesive.
Well, I think the biggest thing is all the coaches came together about 3 years ago, and they asked me, actually 2.5 years ago, they asked if I could set up a program for them. And so what we did is we all agreed to do certain lifts, and we do it during practice time twice a week. So there's a nice continuity that goes from sport to sport. So we'll get the kids, if they're out for 3 sports, we'll have them in the weight room for 9 months. We max out with reps. We keep charting their progress from their freshman year on. But I think really the biggest thing is when the coaches came together and talked to me about 3 years ago about trying to do something like that. I spoke to them about having to be together in the lifting program, and they all went for it. And I think that's the reason why we've seen some improvement here. Plus, of course, the kids really do work hard. We got kids squatting 600 pounds, power cleans about 300, 280, like that. So they're really working hard, and their effort has been great, so I'm really thankful for that.
That was going to be one of my next questions, actually, is talking about how the kids are adjusting to it and what their reaction to it's been.
Well, the first year it was hard because they hadn't done anything, and it was really hard getting it going. You always feel sorry, because I was a college strength coach for 12 years. That first group you get, you kind of feel sorry for the seniors. You start something that they've never done, and I love those guys, but it was just hard getting it going. The girls basketball team was the group that really got it going. But now we're to the point where we've been doing this enough where every athlete expects it. And again, it's a part of practice, so we expect them to get in there, and we do a circuit usually, time circuits, and they are at the point now where they realize we're going to do this 2 days a week, barring some activity that comes in. So we've kind of got through the woods, and now the kids coming in expect it, so we have great continuity that way. And again, the kids do work hard. I only have to push them every once in a while, and whenever I do that, boom, we're good to go. So I'm really thankful for their efforts.
We'll wrap it up with just one more question for you, and that is, when you think about what weight training does for people, a lot of people just look at it as, oh, you're going to get guns, you're going to get big, you're going to get strong. But there's a lot more benefits that come to weight training as far as for high school athletics. Talk a little bit about some of the things that you've seen in just the short time you guys have had this program here at Grace.
Okay. I would say the biggest thing that's happened, when I was first here, we had trainers coming here every night, 4 nights a week. There'd be a line of 10, 12 kids getting taped and not being able to practice. Now we're to the point where the trainer will show up on a Monday, and usually we have nobody during the week even needing to get taped or missing practice. So we have no one really missing practice. And whenever someone gets hurt, they come back so quickly. And that kind of answers your question, but also for life. I've been lifting my whole life, and I'm still able to do things. When you commit to doing something like this a couple times a week, it's pretty simple, and you can be healthy for your life, and you can be active in your life. And it would be a hope of mine that these kids, after they graduate, may realize maybe they can do this a couple days a week. And I really think society's getting to a point where if people don't start to own their fitness, especially this next generation coming up, we're getting more computer-oriented even around here. This generation of kids coming through really is going to have to realize more than likely the jobs they're doing will not keep them healthy anymore. So a couple days a week in the weight room can be something that they can do to really help them for the rest of their life. So I would hope maybe in addition to even better athletic ability and less injuries during our athletic years, that maybe they can take it with them beyond. Maybe they'll, most kids will wait a while, but maybe when they get to their mid-20s, they'll think about it again and they'll pick it up. that would be my hope.
And that's always the big key in high school, is trying to get positive work ethics and positive experiences to move on through the rest of life. Scott, thank you so much for the time. Good luck as you continue to work with this program, and hopefully the benefits continue to abound.
Thanks, Caleb, and again, just thanks for the interview.
That was Scott Hoberg from Grace High School, as he is the weight coach at Grace High School, and hopefully that is something that other schools can maybe start putting into their programs in Caribou County and around the area, as there have definitely been a lot of benefits over at Grace with that program. We'll take another break, come back with our look ahead, and after that we will send it back to your regular programming on this Saturday morning on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Welcome back out to Glens Ferry, Idaho, one final time as we wrap things up with our look ahead, as the Soda Springs Cardinals not necessarily done with the season yet. Plenty of games left to go after this Glens Ferry tournament. And up next for them, they're going to be playing Firth on Tuesday, as that will be a 4 o'clock start for the Cardinals as they get to finally open up their home field for the game on Tuesday afternoon. And we'll be covering the softball game on Tuesday afternoon to get the Lady Cardinals back out there onto the field and see if they can make up for the loss that they had against Firth, maybe get a little bit more consistent pitching in their game there, and see if they can take the momentum that they got from the first win of the season today, and also the momentum they got from a 4-run 7th inning in that game against Firth, moving into a rematch with the Firth Cougars. And after that, the Shelley Russets will be on the docket as the Soda Springs Cardinals baseball team and softball team will head up north. We'll be at that game as the Shelley Russets will be playing host, and we'll be doing the baseball game for that matchup as that comes up on KBRV 800 The Bear. That's your look ahead on KBRV. Also, be sure to keep us in mind on Facebook at My Local Radio Soda Springs, and you'll find all the Coaches Corners, links to games, as well as updates from news and sports stories across the area. We'll also be keeping those updated at mylocalradio.com. I want to thank you for tuning into the Soda Springs Cardinals post-game show. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which can be used to rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media. Again, final score again today on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, 7-6 the Cardinals fall to the Prairie Pirates in the first game of the day, the final game of the tournament. The Cardinals bus just taking off moments ago as they head back home to Soda Springs this afternoon. We'll be on the air again on Tuesday. Remember to tune in at 3:30 with our Deceivingly Tan pregame show as the Cardinals get set to take on the Firth Cougars. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We'd also like to thank the following folks from KBRV 800 The Bear, as General Manager and Office Manager Kim Miller does a fantastic job back in the station, so thank you to her. Chief Photographer Warren Cook is also on site at many of these games. We saw him here earlier today getting pictures of baseball and softball. Not today, earlier this week, though. I also want to thank all of you for listening in and all of our fine sponsors for being advertisers and keeping this broadcast and these programs alive. Until our next broadcast on Tuesday afternoon, let's go Cardinals, let's go Caribou County.
Thank you for tuning in to this broadcast of Soda Springs Athletics on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. This broadcast has been brought to you by Monsanto, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Sanders Furniture, Agrium, Feeding the World Responsibly, and by Silver Star Communications. Keep it tuned right here all season long for more exciting action as the Redbirds of Soda Springs take to the diamond on your home for Caribou County Sports.